adventurers cheered for our new pursuits.
Yeah! What do you mean you reminiscent? I said I was gonna be calm. I said it was gonna be calm. I was gonna be calm. I'm gonna be calm. I'm 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 calm. We are just about to go over the Black Desert dev note. We're giving a little bit of prelude commentary, if you will, about why the state of Black Desert is the way that it is. So about 4 months ago, they started making changes to the game. Their progression system was headed downhill. Basically, they funneled everyone into one form of progression that you build Deborah accessories, Dead God armors, and sovereign weapons. That's it. That's everybody, every build. It doesn't matter who you are, you're building that. There's no variation. That's it. And so the progression-based players are really upset. And this also ruined the central marketplace as well. It's because everything else naturally went to min price that wasn't a Debo accessory or a Dead God. It's just at min price, like it doesn't matter. Everything's just irrelevant. So the marketplace is a complete disaster, which makes PvE a disaster because now everything you grind for, unless it has Debo in the name, you can't grind that particular spot. And then moving over towards PvE, they've come out with Decia 2. They have not released a new grind zone since Ulukita, and Ulukita's grind zones, let's be honest, are kind of garbage in terms of like their effort. There's no group grind zones. There's no like mechanics. You're just kind of killing mobs in a circle. And so like before that, I mean, like it's been years before we've gotten like a really solid grind zone for like, especially a group grind zone. So in PvE, in order to give us Decia 2 was kind of a slap in the face to PvE players. Decia 2 is just a harder version of Decia 1, gives slightly more loot, etc. But you have to have a lot more gear. It's miserable. For a lot of PvE players, it's just kind of a miserable direction. So the progression, the PvE are kind of a disaster. And then the PvP is probably in the worst state that it's ever been in the history of the game. They changed Node Wars and made it a total shit show. So, also progression-based system is all based on cronstones now. So your progression is directly gated by on how many cronstones you can acquire, which obviously makes the game incredibly more pay to win. And it also makes the game really one-dimensional. And it really gates a lot of players' content because they don't feel that they can get cronstones very quickly. And, you know, when you fail, it feels really bad. So like, again, progression's just in a state of disarray. In terms of PvP, they've killed open world. Open world PvP is dead. No one decks on each other. I haven't seen a war deck from another guild in years now, or over a year probably now since the changes came through. Like those don't exist anymore, but that wasn't really what made PvP players really upset. What made PvP players really upset was the fact that they changed Node Wars, and Node Wars are in a horrendously bad state. Like you have Cho Nation quitting the game, Barcode quitting the game. You have guilds that have been playing for years that are just kind of quitting. In EU, just to put this in perspective, everybody's quit the game on the PvP scene. In EU, not a single guild dropped for Siege last week. None of them. Not a single guild dropped for Siege last week. So the castle guilds just streaked and they didn't even show up. They didn't care. I do not sincerely believe that this is an end of a life cycle issue for Black Desert Online. I do believe that Black Desert had a long way to go. I think that the only people that could kill BDO were the developers of BDO, like Pearl Abyss themselves. I think the only people that could kill BDO were Pearl Abyss, and I think that they are succeeding. Like in a very big way. Here is the Steam charts for BDO right now. You can see 8,426. 13.8 peak. That is the lowest peak that we've seen in probably the history of the game. At this very moment, that was like a day or two ago. At this very moment, they're at 13.1. They just released this dev note and all this stuff. This is supposed to, again, be hyping up the game. If we look at the all trend for BDO, the lowest that Black Desert has ever been is 13.5, and you can see that we're sitting at 13.1 with a 13.2k peak right now. So we have officially reached the point of Black Desert is lower than it has ever been in the history of its life cycle. And of course, this is just on Steam, but it represents a greater trend to the game as a whole. Obviously, some players have it installed on the client, but this also represents the client trend would mimic this very closely. So Black Desert is doing very poorly right now. All of this to say Black Desert's doing extremely poorly right now. This was the last dev update. You can see the like ratio, dislike ratio on this is really, really bad. And so now we have the new dev update, and I'm looking at the like dislike ratio, and this is not good enough. I'm going to be honest with you. This is not good enough. But we're going to see. They have a lot of work to be doing in this video to make players come back to their game. Essentially, 85% of the PvP scene has quit the game at this point in the West. NA and EU, I would say less than 15% of the original Node War and PvP scene are left globally from what it was previously. And in terms of PvE players, I would say that 40% of the PvE players have probably quit the game at this point. Console is dust. True. I was linked this video on Black Desert console channel, and the Black Desert console players literally said, did you post this on the wrong channel? Bro, that's how far gone console is. Because they posted this on console, and God is my witness, they have never mentioned console in a dev update. So like, I guarantee console's pissed, bro. All right, let's see what J.E. Kim has to tell us. We're all anxiously awaiting. Remember in the last dev update, guys, in this video right here, he says, just wait one more month and we will come out with a video that will fix your problems. He said that you wait one more month. We're working on these big fixes, and we promise we're going to give them to you in a month, or we're going to announce them to you in a month, and you will be happy. Please just wait one more month. This is the video that he was talking about, as far as I am aware. This is the video that even KR told me to wait for, and so we're all very excited to see what the developers have in store for us here. It's not Jay, which is not good. I'm going to be honest with you. Where's Jay?
Clench your cheeks, boys. Prepare yourselves.
Hello everyone, I'm Game Design Executive.
Okay, we need Onlave to voice over it for us, because if he doesn't, we need Onlave to voice over it for us. He's the best face of the company right now. We can't put Jay in front of everyone because he's absolutely a idiot, and he will say something and everyone will get upset. The video will get ratioed. If we use Onlave, he's the person that everyone likes the most and has a higher chance of succeeding if we use Onlave. It's the truth.
Leader at Black Desert Studio, Jesok Chang. Finally,
do you guys just want to listen to Onlave, or do you want me to have the I'm just gonna do this.
the hot summer has passed and autumn is here. This summer was especially long and hot,
It was especially long and hot because you guys keep ruining your game. Again, guys, I'm kind of in farm mode. So like, either one, there are three aspects of this video that you guys need to understand that I am prepared for. Okay, so we have the PvP, okay? And the question is, am I going to farm them or am I going to praise them? We have the PvE. Am I going to farm them or am I going to praise them? And then we have progression. Am I going to farm them or am I going to praise them? Right. So I'm super excited because I have basically given up on giving them feedback because they don't give a shit. And I am just going to farm them if they say something stupid. I just really hope that they don't, because I love Black Desert. God, I love BDO, bro. Oh, God, I love BDO, and I really want the game to be really good.
tiring at times. Now that it's autumn, the fresh breeze blew in a change of mood. I wish all adventurers are having a wonderful...
Anyway, all that to say, a month ago, I'd be ready to scream at this video. Now, I'm just going to eat my yogurt and let him talk.
Day as each day passes. In today's commentary, we have the long-awaited Dosa Awakening prepared for you. Since his brief reveal in the Global Lab, many...
And all of 10 of your players are ready for that. Awesome. Everybody else really excited for Dosa Awakening? Woo! Yeah! Yeah, baby! Woo! Get the f*** out of here. No one gives a f***. Except for the 4 people playing Dosa. Shut up. Seriously though, it's going to be really cool. I'll be honest with you. I actually, memes aside, I do want to see what Dosa Awakening gameplay looks like, because he's like a master of the elements or whatever. He's a master of the elements that I can't get arrested by the FBI for playing. So that's good.
We have been anticipating his arrival. We've worked hard on development and finally are able to present him to our adventurers. We've prepared the Dosa's background and combat clips. We hope you look forward to it.
Okay, bet.
And it'd be a shame to only reveal Dosa's Awakening, so
Guys, please tell me that they discuss PvP in this video. There's no way they go through the whole video without discussing PvP. Because like right off the bat, like
we've prepared other news as well.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
Many have been curious about
okay.
the background story of sovereign weapons, and along with that, we'll cover various topics and introduce new items.
No one cares! No one cares, okay? Please discuss the future. I
have a lot to share with you, so we'll get it started right away.
No, calm down. Calm down. Eat your yogurt.
The first news is about...
Okay, all right, okay, bet. Okay, here we go. Lock in, guys. Lock in.
Node Wars. Since the new Node War was applied, many adventurers have sent us feedback. Among them, quite a few especially seem to miss the previous version of Node Wars.
Oh, God. It's happening. It's happening. It's happening. They're giving it back to us. It's over. I just want to point out. Okay. I just want to point out that I don't think that anyone really wants the old Node War system back. They want to fix the old Node War system and upgrade it to have elements of like the new system that were good and elements of the old system that were good. Right? The only reason that people are even asking for the old Node War system back is because you took a shit system that barely worked and made a somehow more shit system that doesn't work at all. So we're like, okay, never mind. We'll just take the old shit system back, right? At least it barely worked, right? That's literally the only reason, okay? Like anyone that was fully experienced with the old Node War system knows that it had a tremendous amount of flaws in it, and they were all very quickly fixable. And like, I tried to explain this in a recent, you guys remember my recent video on like my feedback for Node War changes. I gave like a hybrid system of like basically the fort and all of the recos and everything would be built ahead of time for you. You would sign up for Node Wars like the new system. It had elements of the new system, elements of the old system. Basically, you just signed up for Node Wars and then it assigned people to teams on a Node War zone based on how strong each guild was. And then it already built your fort for you and everybody fought and everybody has a good time. That is a better version than both of the versions that they currently have. The new system is terrible. There's literally no one that thinks that the new system is good, that actually knows what they're talking about. There are new players that don't know any better. That are like, oh yeah, kill people, fun, number up, good. Yeah, they don't know any better. So, but anyone that's played the old Node War system and played the new Node War system goes, okay, the new Node War system isn't functional at all. And the old Node War system, although it was bad, was at least functional for the community. Right, so this makes me think, at least we're getting it back, boys. At least we're getting the functional Node War system back.
The current Node Wars allow anyone to participate easily, with simple rules. And even if everyone isn't the strongest, any individual can have a chance.
Yeah, and see, that sucks. That's what you don't understand. Okay? Node Wars is supposed to be a competitive Node War system. It's supposed to be competitive. There's supposed to be rivalry and competition. Okay, in Throne and Liberty, we have all kinds of rivalry. And there's almost no toxicity at all. It's a perfect example. Okay, I don't understand why they can't figure this out for BDO. They just want to take away all the competitiveness and make it all inclusive so everyone can get involved. And here's the thing. On paper, trying to let everyone be involved is a good thing, but here's the thing. Not everyone wants to do Node Wars. A. And B, if you take away the competition, those people are not going to be involved very long. So although they can get involved off the bat, they're not going to stay invested long term because the system sucks. It's just the truth.
to conquer a node. Plus, wars tend to move quicker and discourages snipe guilds.
No. The new system has more snipe guilds than the old one does by 1,000,000 times. It's not even a question. Are you kidding me? Reassembled basically sat there and sniped nodes for like 4 months. Like, what are we talking about? Like, we actually showed up with like 40 people every day, but like, it was still by definition, we just were there for rewards. So is Goats was also there, and a million other guilds just sniping.
On the other hand,
Like, fuck, there's an entire alliance on EU that came together just to snipe. We've never seen that before. Your system sucks. Stop trying to say that your system is good. Okay? I'm done giving you feedback on this. Your system is garbage, and you're morons if you think that your system worked at this point. You have effectively killed all node wars globally at the same time. Okay? And you still are adamant that your system has good aspects to it. It doesn't. The whole thing is garbage. You've completely killed the PvP scene. Just accept it. Oh, like, it's just the truth, right? Like, I'm not lying. Like,
as it's depending heavily on who last hits, the gameplay of Node Wars has shifted from feeling strategy and skill-based to be more luck-based.
At least they understand that. At least they understand, like, okay, this last hit thing is probably not the way we should go. I'm curious how they're going to fix this.
Therefore, the fun factor available in the previous version of Node Wars for certain adventurers, where they could make a play for the win, seems to be missed.
Yeah, okay, so they're going to add competition back to Node Wars. How are they going to do that? Are they giving us back the old system? Are they fixing the new one? What's going on?
Address this, internally we've tested adding strategic elements to the current version of Node Wars. However, this brought back the issue of being complicated and difficult again.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. No. See, the problem here is that, like, they realized that we didn't like Jay. And so they said, yo, eat Jay, and then we'll put you in front of the camera.
This game looks amazing. What game is it?
And the problem is, by consuming Jay, he himself has also become stupid.
Therefore, instead of changing the current Node War rules, we're trying out a new approach. Now, the victorious guild in the Unlimited Stats Conquest War can select the Node War rules for their territory themselves. For example, if Medea is currently a Conquest War territory with no stat limits, the guild that conquers Medea can directly select the next week's Node War rules.
Okay, let him cook. Let him finish. Maybe it's gonna get better.
They can choose the rule of building forts like before, where shifting between offense and defense for a more strategic approach towards victory is required, or they can opt for the rule where a neutral fort is present that can be taken and defended or stolen. I did say weak, but once the rules are confirmed by the Lord's Guild, these rules will be.
So, am I correct? Let me make sure that I have this correct. So, the owner of the castle gets to choose for the rest of the server what the Node War rules are for the week. And they can choose the new system or the old system. Okay, all right. So the reason that this... Okay, guys, this seems like a good thing. This seems like a reasonable fix. And you know why the reason it seems like that? It's because the colloquial saying, we have a name for fixes like this. Okay? In America, we call it a Band-Aid fix. Okay, that's what we call this, because you're not actually fixing anything. They're not changing anything. So they have literally acknowledged that their new Node War system is shit and discourages many guilds from participating because it's RNG who gets the fork and it's not competitive. Okay? And the only feedback that they seem to have heard was, we want the old Node War system back. So they think, in their infinite wisdom, that A, their current Node War system is good, and it's not. You're morons. You're morons. Okay? And B, they want to give us the option and since I assume they use Medaya, they probably aren't going to let us choose for T1s, right? I don't really care about T1s, but we're gonna get to this. You know what? Let them talk.
Be applied in the Node Wars from Sunday to Friday, then reset on Saturday. However, for Node Wars in Balanos and Serendia, since many participants there are still adapting or learning the ropes, they will not be affected by this change.
Okay, so yeah, so there it is. I figured that that's what they were gonna do, and a lot of us told them that they could do something similar to this, but see, now it's too late. The reason that this isn't gonna work, guys, is even if they implement this on this next patch, they've already killed 85% of guilds. This would have been a fine change like a month after the Node War system had released. It would have been fine. Like if they had dropped this new Node War system and then a month after the release said, okay, yeah, it's not working as well as we had hoped. We're listening to your feedback. We'll let you choose, right? I think that a lot of players would have been happy with that and okay with that, right? Sadly, they waited 4 months to do this. And even if we get it in the next 7 days, it's a Band-Aid fix. All of those guilds have already quit the game. Do you think that Conquer is going to come back? Do you think that Show Nation is going to come back? Do you think Barcode is going to come back? Do you think that Isolated is going to come back? Do you think that any of these guilds that left are going to come back? Because they let us choose now. God forbid, 2 months. No. Whoa. When did the new Node War changes come into effect? Can somebody tell me when the new Node War changes happened? I wanted an exact timeline. Hold on. Let me see.
On your...
I can literally go through my videos. Sadly, I post 2 videos a day, so it's going to be a second. Hold on. CEO resigned. Patch notes. Dosa Awakening. Ultimate Iron Man. Maybe if I just type in Node War. I'm done with her. That was 3 months ago. How to fix Node Wars. That was 13. That was my fix from... This is 4 months ago. Okay, so to the absolute in my chat telling me that the Node War change came through 2 months ago, I literally have a video from 4 months ago, and this was after Node Wars were already out for a week, of the new Node War system. You are all completely... I know what I'm talking about, and you are morons. Okay, now, that being said... This change right here is going to do nothing. And the reason is players are not going to come back to play the game on the 50-50 chance that they get to play the game the way that they want. Okay. Not to mention, if you get a guild, you've effectively trolled the entire server. You effectively trolled the entire server. So let's say you get a guild like Goats in Medaya. Okay, let's say that they take the Medaya region. Well, Goats can say, the entire server, we're going to pick the new Node War system, and now everyone has to play with neutral forts all week. And if you think that this isn't going to happen, you're crazy. That is 100% going to happen. It is cooked. Okay. Furthermore, this is a Band-Aid fix. They've acknowledged that there's a problem with their new Node War system, and they're not fixing it. They've literally just said, yeah, okay, so it doesn't feel competitive. It doesn't feel competitive. But our way of fixing this is to just give you the option to do the old system again. I'm like, okay, well, that's not going to be enough to bring players back to the game. You have to fix it. You have to fix it. You don't get at this point at 1 or 2 months we would have been okay with it. At 4 months, at 4.5 months into this new Node Wars system, you don't get to make this decision anymore. You haven't been listening to us for 4.5 months. Okay, now you're going to acknowledge that there's problems, and you're not going to give us a solution. You're just going to say, "Here's the old system back." No, people just aren't going to. People have already quit the game. They're not going to come back because of that. Like it's just bad. This is really bad. This is a band-aid fix, and like even if it comes next patch, man, it's rough.
And only have the revamped rules available. We do not think of this as the perfect solution. However, the experience and teamwork adventurers have built over the years in Node Wars are truly valuable.
I gave you a solution, my dude. I gave you a solution. G-Jules has given you a solution. I've given everyone has given you a solution. You don't want to listen to any of them. It'll make it too complex, they said. It's crazy. It's almost like a new player getting into Node Wars doesn't have to understand all of the systems innately. Okay, it's not their job. If you want new players to get into Node Wars, you have to make a Node Wars system that's competitive, that the veteran players can teach them, right? But like early on, let's be honest, if you're a new player in Node Wars, guys, you don't care what a recovery center does. You're just trying to perform for your guild. It's not that big of a deal, right? And then as you start to get to understand the Node Wars system more, you start to understand more, right? And like you start to, like as you yourself become a veteran player, you turn around and start helping the new players to understand. But when you're a new player, the thing that really jumps you into Node War is how competitive it is. And like being a part of something like special and greater than yourself, right? That's what players really want to be a part of. It's like, man, I felt like I contributed. You know what I mean? And even if it's a complex system, players can still feel that they're contributing on a meaningful level, even if they don't understand all the entire system. Okay? It's just the truth. Not everyone has to be Blue Squadron to enjoy Node Wars. Not everyone has to be loads of money or Soggy or Roots to enjoy Node Wars. Like, that's just not how it works. Right? You need 1 or 2 people that really understand it. And then you need a lot of people that are willing to work together. It's just the truth.
So, rather than forcing it, we decided this approach was better.
You already forced it. You already forced your old Node War changes. You can't say rather than force it down your throats, we're going to give you the option. No. You should have given us the option out of the gate. That would have been, and in fairness, had they done that, we all would have been way happier. If they had given us this out of the gate and given us the option to choose the new system or the old system, I think everyone would have been a lot happier, a lot less players would have quit the game, and PvP in general would be in a better spot.
Change has already been underway. As this does in fact mean there will be 2 Node Wars happening simultaneously. To minimize issues, optimization is required. However, that work takes quite a lot of time. It might take about 2 more months from now.
Man, I love TNL Kappa.
So let me get this straight. Your band-aid fix for your garbage Node War system is gonna take another 2 months because you only just started working on it a week ago because you realized you killed your game. That is insane. That is crazy. Okay? You killed your game. You are now hitting the panic button. And you told us last month, don't worry, in a month we'll have good news for you. The next month comes in 2 months, guys. Don't worry. What are we, console? What the is this? Like, dude, I can't believe it, bro. So you're changing nothing. Let me get this straight. You're changing literally nothing. You're giving us the old system back and then allowing us to choose between the old system, which was garbage, and the new system, which is more garbage. And it's still going to take you 2 more months to get this done? What were you doing for the last 4 months, idiots? What are we talking about? What were you doing for the last 4 months? Because you said you were listening to feedback, right? If you had started working on it 4 months ago, it would be out already, right? Do you see why a lot of people are upset? Understandably, right? Because if you had been listening to your player base when it first launched, you would have said, okay, well, maybe we should give them the option at the start and then collect data over time, and then whichever one people seem to favor, we'll just stick with that one long term.
EU today's Node Wars had 5 guilds only.
Or just wait 2 months. Oh my god, bro. I can't, bro. I just can't, man. This is a band-aid fix. Okay? And it's gonna take 2 more months to come out with. No one's gonna come back. No one's gonna come back. It's gone. You've ruined it. It's over. You're okay. PvP is dead. All right. We still have hope in this video. Okay. We still have hope in this video that PvE and progression is gonna be fixed. Okay. So to all the PvPers, just keep playing. Okay. Just keep doing this. Okay. All right. Everyone else, let's keep watching.
As it is a massive overhaul of Node Wars, we hope our adventurers will show us their understanding. We'll focus on preparing it thoroughly to deliver a smoother gameplay experience after the patch.
Clean yo beard.
No, you won't. It won't be a smooth gameplay experience. We already know this, right? No, nobody's fooled. It's gonna be buggy. It's gonna be a disaster. They're gonna forget basic shit. It's gonna take them 2 months. It's gonna take them forever. And I would give you feedback on this, but you don't give a so. Again, I'm in farm mode. But guys, remember our earlier thing, right? That's PvP. Okay, we're farming. Now, hopefully we got PvE and progression.
That we won't be working on other parts during this time. Other major and minor patches
Wait,
based
whoa.
We'll focus on preparing it thoroughly to deliver a smoother gameplay experience after the patch. This doesn't mean that we won't be working on other parts during this time.
Okay, I mean that's probably good, because I'll admit, if you don't come out with some in the next 2 months, your game's tits up. Big man. We're all gonna be playing on China, bro. Anybody else thinking about making a Chinese account? I am. Is that legal? Can you make a Chinese account? Hold on. You can't? Never mind, it's cooked. Damn, bro.
Other major and minor patches based on your feedback will be applied as soon as we're done developing them. We plan on patching node wall rotations, fault location adjustments, etc. to keep on improving node wars.
Nope, it's cooked. They need to completely accept defeat. They need to literally completely say, okay, our new node war system did not work. We're scrapping it, but we're going to take the elements of it that did work and we're going to implement them into the old system. So we're going to upgrade the old system into a system that works a little bit more cohesively for everyone. That's what they have to do. Okay, your new node war system does not work. It's terrible. No one likes it. And don't give me this bullshit about how the new players like it, because they have never tried anything different. Okay, and I'm just going to be honest with you guys. So like right now, they think that a free-for-all system is good and it works. And the North American Perlibus office thinks this too, because they're both dummies. For lack of a better term, they're both morons. Okay, free for all is not competitive. Not in a node war format, not in a siege format. It's not in a tournament format, not in AOS, nothing. Okay, free for all is not a competitive PvP format. It's a for fun game mode that you can have for players to go around. Okay, but free for all is not a fun game mode. Period. Dot. No one has fun with free-for-all game mode except for new players who don't know any better, and then they don't stick with it long term. You'll see a new player that says, oh, I like the free-for-all system, right? And then a month later, hey man, you still doing Node Wars? No, they're not. Okay, well there you go. Okay? Because it doesn't have the longevity. It's not competitive. But yeah, it's kind of fun. And then they just kind of stop doing it after a while because, like, there's no reason for them to continue doing it. It doesn't make any sense, right? There's no competitiveness there. There's no rivalry, right? It doesn't work in tournaments, as I think the North American office understands now. I think that they grasp this now, so that they are not dummies anymore. But the developers seem to think that this free-for-all strategy works in Node Wars, and it doesn't. It doesn't. It's not competitive. It doesn't create rivalries. And by the way, competitiveness and rivalries do not have to be toxic. Case in point, in TNL, you have all the streamer guilds fighting each other, and everyone's saying good fights, GG's after all their fights. That's crazy. It's almost like you can make a Node War system that encourages competitiveness without encouraging toxicity. It's absolutely something that can be done. I have given you feedback on how to do this. You don't give a so I'm farming you, Tubbs.
Next, let's talk about equipment items. Before we get started, I'd like to talk about what many are curious to hear, the development and intent behind the sovereign weapons. While developing the sovereign weapon,
I'll tell you the development intent behind the sovereign weapons. You guys ready? Okay. We have a lot of gear path. We have a lot of gear path that no make us money. Grunil, no money. It no make us money. But sovereign weapons, they make us money. So we make everyone's sovereign weapon, it make money. And we do this for Deboreka, we do sovereign, we do dead god money. Money. Okay? Everyone in progression thinks that so when you start the game, when you start the game, you should have one gear path that you should follow, right? So like having Deboreka's as like the beginner items in the game, for example, to flip this on you. So instead of having Deboreka's, a dead god, and sovereign weapons be endgame items, turn it around in your head for a moment and think about it this way. What if Deboreka, sovereign, and dead gods were like the beginning weapons, like Tuvala, right? And all new players had to build that. And then as they got to learn the game, it branched out. Right? And then as they became veteran players, they could build Grunil, or they could build Uria, or they could build Xarka, or they could build Leverto, or they could build anything else. Rosar, whatever. Right? Okay? That's what players want. Instead, we have the tree completely in reverse. Players want build diversity more than they want anything else in BDO. This is why a lot of PvE and progression players are upset right now. Let's hope that this guy has a solution.
Had one major focus in mind: the Slumbering Origin defense gear and Deboreka accessories. Naturally, as Black Desert's best grade items, they were key deciding factors in setting the difficulty on this weapon's crafting.
Okay.
Looking back, we've been very cautious about adding new equipment. There was a need to protect the value of existing items.
What is that? Is that a new item? What the f is that, bro? What is that? Did he just wait? What did he just say?
And there was a need to protect the value of existing items.
I have to. Again, I'm in farm mode. Oh yeah. It's something old. Yeah, I don't know what that is, but they're interested in protecting the value of existing items. Let's do it. Let's do it. Hold on. I have to patch. All right. So to the developers, they don't want to introduce new stuff to the game, guys, because they're worried that it's going to devalue the stuff that is already in the game. So they have been really careful not to, I don't know. Let's take a look. Oh my God. Well, it's tough to make it any less valuable, you morons. It is really, really hard to make this any less valuable. But be careful.
Fierce Push 1 just resubscribed for 10 months.
Be careful. Crescent rings might actually hit 4.9. If you introduce a new ring, you could just tank your marketplace. Right, guys? We wouldn't want to tank the market. That would be crazy. We wouldn't want this to get any lower than it is. Like, otherwise, accessories might lose their value. Yeah, they might lose their value. I mean, like, shit. We wouldn't want, oh God. We wouldn't want them to lose value. Oh man, that would be rough. Insane. Crazy. These used to be worth, how much do these used to be worth? 150 billion? They got down to 70? They got down to 70? We wouldn't want to devalue anything, guys. We wouldn't want to devalue literally anything. We don't want anything to be devalued. 180 billion before the ball. Yeah, that's crazy. I'm so sorry, guys. I am so tickled. I am so tickled by this statement.
And looking back, we've been very cautious about adding new equipment. There was a need to protect the value of
I am farming! Stop giving me money!
existing items. There was a need to protect the value of existing items and to minimize the burden that comes with new items.
Okay. Well, we gotta protect the value of the old items, guys. Tet Bessie. We must preserve the value of Tet Bessie at 4.8 billion. Let's see how well we've done. Oh God. Yeah, that's crazy that you would literally show us a screenshot of what it used to be worth. The funny thing is you can get a pen Bassie for 3 times what the old price for Tet was. Never mind the fact that in this video, they're looking at a Tri-Witch's earring. I'm scared to know. I'm scared to know. Crazy. Insane. Never mind the fact that in this picture, guys, remember in this picture, 4.8 billion, because this guy's got Tet armor on and base capochas, meaning this was back in, this is, Janice, what do you think? This is probably 2018. This is probably 2018, maybe 2017. No. He's got a Tet Manos Ho on. No, this person's just a moron. No, this person's just a idiot and doesn't actually play the game. Yeah, this guy's just a idiot. But like back then in 2020, when Manos came out, somewhere around there, it was a lot harder to make 4.8 billion. Nowadays, it's only worth 2 billion. And you can make that 4 times, 5 times as fast as you used to. Insane.
And
I can't believe he just said that. We're trying to preserve the value of the old gear, and that's why we're not releasing new gear. Is insane to me. I thought that maybe they had some master plan, like they were going to converge it all to make the game simpler, then make debos essentially the new player accessories, because make them accessible to so many people that new players are trying to build them out of Tuvala. That way, new players can't f up their gear until the mid game. When now that debos are mid game, now we can make like end game stuff and have them actually branch. Right? That's what I'm hoping that they say.
we still strive to hold this direction to some extent even now. However, over time, the value and perception of these items changed. The two items mentioned, especially the Deboreka accessories, felt quite different from other accessories.
It's translated from Korea. In Korea, see, we would say that in Korea they would say different. In America, we would say better. Okay, so let's run that sentence back, but replace different with better.
Deboreka accessories felt quite different from other accessories.
Do you see? Translational difference, really. Just a translational difference.
Many adventurers currently probably associate Deboreka accessories with the feelings of annoyance, difficulty, and frustration.
Yep. You got it!
JPix just
You got it,
resubscribed
man!
for 11 months. Easy.
You've got more frustration than your chair does right now, big man. Okay? Fuck this system. Okay? This is a pay-to-win system that only requires cron stones. We literally can't enhance unless we have cron stones. And there's not enough people playing the game that we can get them off the central market, so we feel like we have to buy them from a vendor, which devalues our time in game. Okay? Everyone else was able to get their demos. All of the rich people that already have their pen demos, they got them for a third the price of the current generation. See, the current generation of people going for their demos, they have to spend 3 times as much money on their Deboreka accessories as their parents did before them. J-Kun, Blonde Bear, Choice, all those people that got demos before they did and got all their cron stones from outfits, Biohack, right? They ate. They ate. All right, the boomer generation of BDO is teabagging the zoomer generation of BDO, just like real life. It's insane.
In the past, items like the Ogre range.
Hey, you can actually get this back. It's clear that you actually clicked the cron button.
JM Elio just resubscribed for 3 months.
Guys, he actually clicked the cron button. And it didn't work. It bugged. You can see that it's clicked right here. Right? It's clicked right here. You can get that back, man. They'll give you a value pack, too.
In the past, items like the Ogre range, Ring of Crescent Guardian, and
Idiots. Jim Lee, thanks so much for the 3 months. Appreciate you.
Tungrat set
Guys, I'm only 5 minutes into this video. We're eating good today.
were hard to enhance up to pen, but they were not as difficult as the Deboreka accessories. It requires a lot of time and silver, and the enhancement difficulty is high. Even we...
No. It requires a lot of time and cron stones. Okay? Cron stones are your monetization system there, big man. Okay? Part of the reason everybody hates it is because you guys are very clearly monetizing all of your end game around cron stones so that you can make more money off of selling outfits on the market. Instead of monetizing your game the way it should be monetized through cosmetics and extra shit like that, right? Like dances and stuff. You have chosen to make your entire end game progression system be based around cron stones, which is extremely predatory for new players, veteran players, and everyone that is playing the game, because they grind for 100 hours, they get nothing out of it, and then they're tempted to swipe to try to get some cron stones together just to get one more click done. It's horrible. It's horrible.
the developers of the game felt the same way. However, until now we prioritize direction over emotions, believing that the hard-earned adventurers needed to uphold their high value.
Gate32 just
Stop.
resubscribed for 3 months.
Guys, we're trying to listen to the video. You're being very disruptive right now.
This is why we maintained the high difficulty. Yet, if this continued as is, the joy of progression and
Game
novelty
with
could
subscriptions
eventually
monetizing
whittle out.
more funds requirement.
You're done. You're done. Yep. Slick GC, thanks for the gifted sub. Leakin OG, welcome back for 4 months. Yep, you're all muted. You lost privileges.
Continued as is, the joy of progression and novelty could eventually whittle out. So we've attempted to address it in different ways over the years. You are all very familiar with the added artifacts and lightstones that can be used to enhance.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we're very familiar, right, chat? This one's useless. This one's useless. This one's useless. They're all useless. It's like Jae-hee Kim was Oprah and he said, reach under your chairs. You get a useless artifact. You get a useless artifact. Everybody gets useless artifacts. Okay, they're useless because you keep making best in slot artifacts that make all the old shit garbage. Okay, stop doing that. The artifacts and lightstones were one of the best things that you added to the game. Period. Dot. And then you completely destroyed it. Okay? It gave us build diversity. Everyone went out and grinded the different artifacts that they wanted when they first came out. They all went to the different grind zones and they were grinding and everyone was doing their different gear paths and like choosing their build paths and things like this. And now it's Kabuas and it's those PvP artifacts that you get from Dekia 2 that no one knows the name of because all of us are playing Throne of Liberty. It's bullshit.
Your setups.
We loved this system and they ruined it.
In the same vein,
Honestly, you don't know if I'm talking about node wars, artifacts, PvE, progression. That sentence could really be applied to anything, but I digress.
we introduced rare crystals and utilized the upgrades
Rare crystals. Hey guys, these crystals are better than anything else in the game. Please build them. That's how we know you like them.
system with the addition of cups. Most of all,
Cups were a good addition. I'll give them cups. I will praise them. Cups are good because we get a choice. I would like more cups, to be honest. Anyone else want more choices? HP, critical hit damage. Why don't we add like DR? You can add some evasion in there. Like, bro, I could anything. I'm okay with that, right? We'd love more options on the cups. I think that they're a great addition to the game. But do you know what they're probably going to do with cups? Hey guys, welcome back to Chris Sparring channel. Today we're going to discuss the new cups released in the recent patch notes. Okay, in this video, okay, all right, we're going to get a Chris Polly video that shows us the new cups that have been released. And it's going to be like, now you can get 5% critical hit damage and 400 HP in one cup. These are the new cups that you can build in Black Desert Online. Okay, like me, man. Every time.
adventurers showed support for our endeavors. We believed adventurers understood the direction we were headed. We reminisced the moments when adventurers cheered for our new pursuits.
Yeah! Fuck! What do you mean you reminisce it? I said I was gonna be calm. I said it was gonna be calm. I was gonna be calm. I'm gonna be calm. I'm 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 calm. Run that last sentence. Run that last sentence back. Run that last sentence back.
Understood the direction we were headed. We reminisced the moments when adventurers cheered for our new pursuits.
Yeah, we missed that too. We missed that too, GM Tubby. Okay, please. Give us something to be excited about!
This encouragement gave us the courage to continue in this direction. But even after all this, Deboreka Accessory's influence on the game grew as time went by. When Deboreka Accessories felt distant, it was alright.
Yeah. Correct. Because it was only accessible to like 1% of players, and people didn't feel like that they were going to be able to get them anyway. So it didn't matter. Now it's been standardized. Oh my God, do they understand?
But as
Are they
more
gonna fix
adventures
it?
became stronger, it became a present reality for many.
Wait, is he going to fix it?
이제 이 데보레카 액세서리는 미래가
Wait!
아니라 현실이
Let him
나오고
cook!
More adventurers are feeling frustrated,
감정을 느끼는 분들이
while Deboreka isn't the only reason for all of their frustration.
데보레카 액세서리가 괴로운 감정을 주는 모든 이유라고
But we believe it has significantly impacted them in a negative way.
Correct!
So we concluded
Oh, thank God they're listening. Oh, thank God. Guys, let him cook, let him cook, let him cook, let him
that
cook.
change was necessary.
이런
Oh, thank God, bro.
변화가
I was
That's why the
concerned.
sovereign weapon
I take it all back. I take it up. They're going to fix it. They're going to fix it. I take it all back. He's going to fix it.
needed to be something special. And above all, its first impression was important. A new top-tier weapon.
I feel kind of bad because I just spent like the first like 20 minutes just absolutely demolishing this guy, bro. I spent. What do you mean he doesn't know? Wait, what? Oh no, guys, don't take this from me. They literally just said they acknowledged all of our grievances. They literally just said Deboreka's feel bad, and we understand that you guys used to get excited about the things we would release, but now you feel like you can only build Devos, so like it's miserable. So we're gonna fix it for you.
Following previous updates, people expect it to be harder, saying it'll definitely be harder than Slumbering Origin gear and Deboreka. How difficult will it be to get? But we wanted to surprise everyone and overturn those expectations, making them say, what's this? Why is it so easy? That was easier.
Oh God. Okay, I feel like Asmongold. Because the next part of this video, he's either going to really save PvE progression and absolutely dominate. But the other half of me is so excited that this guy is about to double down and give me the best video that I have had in months. I'm almost excited. Or both things.
Than expected. We hoped adventurers found it easier than they thought. Of course, easy is relative. For a top-tier item, it was relatively easy. This is what we were aiming for. The reason was clear. Sovereign Weapon is the top-grade item. We believe it sets the standard for the difficulty of future top-grade equipment updates.
최상위 등급의 장비는 이 정도 난이도가 되겠구나.
So let me get this straight. You acknowledge that Debos are a dog shit development path, and that everyone is frustrated building Deboreka's. So you decide to surprise everyone with your sovereign weapons in saying how easy they are to enhance. Like, oh my God, look how easy it is. So you think that that's what we wanted? We want it to be easy. We don't care about the difficulty of upgrading the item. We don't care about going in circles for tens of thousands of hours. We don't give a fuck, all right? But we want it to have purpose, okay? A clear purpose.
We believed this weapon could set that standard. For these reasons, the Sovereign Weapon enhancement is split into 10 levels instead of 5.
That you are all already finished with. Okay.
Smoothing out the initial growth curve. While the number of required cronstones can still be a burden, we've minimized it based on the current monster zone's net profit. It was challenging to pin down and advocate these cronstone numbers, but we all agreed that future direction is more important.
Your cronstones, your direction, okay? Your next direction for the game better not include cronstones. Otherwise, you've missed the entire point. Fuck your cronstones.
쉽진 않았지만 앞으로 방향성이 더 중요하다는 것에
Through this process, the Sovereign Weapon's current spec was finalized.
무기 최종 스펙을
However, we made a big mistake.
다만 이 과정에서 제가 큰
At the last ball, we said we'd limit enhancement materials so that everyone can grow at a steady pace.
And then everyone finished it on the first day. Oopsie. Just a little oopsie. Yeah. Just a little oopsie. Yeah. Just a little oopsie. Yeah, and now for the next 2 years, they're done enhancing their weapons.
But when the update went live, materials were too easily obtainable.
Yo, who knew that cron stones, that making them based off of two things, cron stones that people have been able to obtain since the dawn of time, okay, and have been stockpiling. Also, the new primordial stones, which everyone can obtain, even new adventurers who, guess what, can sell them on the marketplace. Who knew that making those two things the limiting factor would mean that players were finished on the first day? Who could possibly have predicted that? I know. I bet the developers were like, I know. What if we make them available at the world bosses? And then wait, what if we made them really expensive? Then no one will sell them. Bro, then everyone will sell them because they're expensive, and the players that need the sovereign weapons, who, you guessed it, have the silver to spend on the primordial blackstones, can get them on day one. Bro, how did you not come up with this in the development office? It's like a competition for who has the most chromosomes in that office. It's insane. We're not sure who's winning.
So, if you had the currency, you could enhance all the way to the end. We sincerely apologize for this to all our adventurers. Truly, we are very sorry.
We f***ed up. Good. Now apologize for everything else. Good. Now apologize for everything else. For not listening to us for the last 4 months. Okay? The sovereign weapons, in my opinion, I think the sovereign weapons were like the thing that they did the best in the last 4 months. It ended up still being garbage, but it was less garbage than everything else they have touched in the last 4 months. Like, just be honest with yourselves for a moment. The sovereign weapons look cool. They were at least brand new content that was actually different than the old content, right? And as dog shit as it was and mishandled as it was, Decia 2, the Node War system, Land of the Morning Light Part 2, come on. The only two good things, the only positive thing that I can say that they've confidently come out with in the last 6 months was the Guild Boss Blitz. Guild Boss Blitz, actually good content. And the funny thing is, there's still the same moronic dipshits complaining that it's too hard. Then don't do it, okay? I hate it when people say that it's too hard. Oh, this PvE content is just, it's too hard, and I don't feel included in my. Then go grind, bro. If you want easy PvE content, go do the easy PvE content. There's like cajillions of hours of it. You idiots! Holy shit! Kill Boss Blitz is incredible. I think they nailed it. They should do more of it and make it like a platoon style raid, in my opinion.
This was such a big mistake that any explanation could feel like an
Dude, I like that he's apologizing for the sovereign weapon, like sovereign gate, as I'm gonna call it. But like, this is like, it's kind of still a slap in the face to me because they up so much other shit in the last 4 to 6 months, and they haven't apologized for any of it like this, right? It's like they're taking the thing that they up on the least and then acknowledging that they up on that thing so that they don't have to acknowledge that they up royally on the other stuff. That's what it feels like to me. Like, no. I want this exact same apology for the PvP scene. I want this exact same apology for Deboreka accessories. I want the exact same apology for the Cronstone monetization system that you keep pushing on us. I want an apology for all of that stuff.
Excuse, but if we're to be honest about this,
Like, how in the is this guy going to sit up here and apologize more for sovereign weapons than Node Wars? What are we talking about?
the specs were easier compared to what we initially planned, so we thought it would be much better if adventurers didn't get too stressed out on gathering materials. In the end, we focused too much on the positive side. Every word we say gives anticipation for the game, and also gives reason to why adventurers play the game. We took this factor a bit too lightly. If the specs changed, we should have explained our intentions like today, but we didn't. I want to apologize once again. We'll be sure to not let this happen again. Next time, we'll review more thoroughly and approach more carefully. Now let's...
No, you will not. Okay. All right. I hope that your translators are really good at Chinese. I do. I'm going to be honest. Because so far, I'm about a third of the way through this video. And the West ain't coming to play your game. We're not going to be playing your game. We're not going to get excited. The only reason I'm going to get excited when you speak from now on, big man, okay, is because I know you're going to say something stupid. All right? Globally speaking, you have not gotten it right. At least in Lost Ark, there are 3 bozos that they can laugh at. Okay? You said that I'm going to eat all 3 of the bozos. Okay? And then we're going to have one big bozo. All right? And now we're going to laugh at you. All right? Because you refuse to listen to your player base. You refuse to listen to your feedback. You refuse to listen to anyone at all for any reason whatsoever. Fat shaming this guy? What do you mean? I'm fat too. I'm proud of it. You kidding me? I'm American. I'm proud. I'm proud of it. Okay? We take pride in our obeseness. We're Americans. What are you even talking about? We're all obese. Okay? Yeah, baby. Hell yeah. We're Ameritards. We're proud of our fatness. It's good. We embrace it. We embrace it.
Let's move on from sovereign weapons. I'd like to talk about the main topic of today. It's about Deboreka accessories. Many are expressing concerns about the decreasing value of Deboreka accessories and other accessories after the release of sovereign weapon.
Keep in mind that this guy is literally the same dude who just said, he literally just said, hey, we're worried. We don't want to release new gear to the game, gear and equipment to the game, because we're worried about devaluing the old gear and equipment. Same guy. Same guy.
This situation was intensified by adventurers shifting from trying to get Deboreka accessories to sovereign weapons. If you look at the data from Korea, 57% of owned sovereign weapons are pen or higher.
Right. Over almost 60% of people are already done. Because once you get pen sovereign, you're like, or even hex sovereign, you're like, okay, I'm done. Does anybody feel like that? Is anyone motivated to go get DEC after they've gotten their pen? Or are they just like, yeah, okay, that's good enough?
And nearly 7% are Oct or higher. In short, many have already accomplished pen, and quite a few are challenging to get Oct. If we...
They got to pen, and then Throne and Liberty came out.
Look at the current situation. Sovereign weapons are helping adventurers break through growth barriers. But over time, things may revert to the original state we were in. So,
No.
before it's too late,
What?
we aim to ease Deboreka like sovereign weapons. In this
Whoa, wait, they're gonna give us, wait.
context, we've prepared a new accessory. It's called Karazad Accessories.
No.
Like the sovereign
No.
weapons, Karazad is purple grade. Its main feature is that it follows gear enhancement.
No, 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 no! No, God, please, no! There is no
rules.
If this guy shows me a picture of a purple accessory with an X on it, I swear to God, God is my witness. There's just no way.
Not accessory rules. When Cronstone enhancement fails, its level doesn't drop, even when not using Cronstones.
Wait. Oh,
It only loses a level, and it's not destroyed to match.
so you still have to use Cronstones. So you still have to use Cronstone. No. Enhancement level is capped when failing with Cronstones, and it doesn't break when failing. That means it downgrades if you don't use Cronstones, which means you have to use Cronstones.
Match its purple grade, it has 10 enhancement levels, not 5. Now,
Like think about it for a moment, guys. If you don't use Cronstones, okay? You don't use Cronstones. Okay, well, now it's going to downgrade. You don't use Cronstones again, it's going to downgrade again. You're going to go all the way to base. Right? You guys have been there. I've been there. We've all been there. Okay? You have to use Cronstones to keep it from downgrading because that feels like shit. Okay, devs, I know that you're listening, so like I'm just gonna say this like right up. Okay, this isn't gonna work either. Okay, this no work. You think it work? It no work. Okay, it no work. All right. When enhancement go down, it feel bad for everyone. It feel very bad. Okay, I speak slowly, so your translators they figure it out quickly. Okay, when enhancement go down, it feel bad. Okay. With crons, without crons, no matter. It feel bad. Enhancement grade go down, it bad. So me feel have to use cron stones. Oh shit, bro.
you might be curious about the crafting method, stats, and difficulty.
They've acknowledged half the problem, apologized for it, and then gave us half a solution.
Crafting method is divided into two main types. The first makes use of existing items. When you melt yellow-grade pen accessories, excluding Deboreka, you can get an item called Essence of Dawn. Collect these materials to craft Karazad accessories. Essence of Dawn isn't only obtainable through pen accessories. We've made it drop in certain monster zones as
I want to understand this.
like these materials to craft Karazad accessories.
Okay, so you want us to buy out the whole market for yellow accessories, to give yellow accessories value again. This is not a bad idea. This is a good idea covered in dog shit. Okay. This is a good idea covered in dog shit. The problem with this idea, guys, and the reason I'm criticizing it so heavily, is that we talked about there only being one progression path in BDO. And now we've basically, now they're like, no, we're going to fix it. Now you build your debos and then you build this. It's different. It gives you an option. Watch the video, okay.
Essence of Dawn isn't only obtainable through pen accessories. We've made it drop in certain monster zones as well. The second method involves using Deboreka accessories. I'll come back to this crafting method again shortly. Next, regarding stats.
That changes nothing with why people are upset about the current system. People are upset about the current system because it requires crown stones, and there's only one option for endgame players. Okay? So, as far as I'm aware, I'm gonna let them cook. But if there's only one option for endgame players, it's cooked.
As shown here based on the rings, unenhanced Charizard starts with lower AP, but it increases with higher enhancement levels. At Tet, it matches Pen Crescent, and at Pen, it matches Tet Deboreka. At level 8 or Oct, it has the same AP as Pen Deboreka.
What? I gotta get this thing to Oct? I'll stick with my Debos, thanks. Have a nice day. You're crazy. You're insane. There is... You... What?
And at Nov and Deck, AP increases by 1 each. The overall
I'm good, really.
difficulty,
I'm fine.
including enhancement rates, is designed to feel similar to sovereign weapons. Reaching Pen is a bit easier, and achieving Oct, which has the same stats as Pen Deboreka, is also set to be slightly easier when compared to Pen Deboreka. However, for the final levels, Nov and Deck, the difficulty is higher, leaving them as an area of challenge. Compared to Deboreka accessories, fewer cronstones are needed, so please note that Charizard accessories cannot be registered on the central market.
Okay.
Some of you may have started
But you can use Cron Stones to get to Nuve and Deck, right? So it's not a challenge. People are going to have it day one. Idiot. You're morons. You're morons. Like, it's not a challenge if you make it require Cron Stones.
to wonder what happens to Deboreka now. Many of you have worked hard to create Pen Deboreka accessories. So, we wanted to ensure that their values are fully recognized. For enhanced Deboreka accessories, they can be converted into enhanced Charizard accessories. Tet Deboreka accessories can be converted to Pen Charizard of the same stats.
Yeah, whatever, okay,
Based
sure.
on stats, Pen Deboreka accessories should be converted to Oct Charizard accessories.
Yep.
But it falls a little short in terms of value. So, we've decided
Hey, do you remember the Pen Debos that you worked really, really, really hard for? We're just going to give you an extra AP, right?
for them to
So, like, let me get this straight. So, to everybody that doesn't have a Pen Debo yet, you're going to get a Pen Charizard. And to everyone that already got Pen Debo, they're going to get even better than their equivalent. No. That's the problem here, guys. Is the new, the Zoomer generation, okay, the new players and the mid-game players of BDO that only have Tet Debos are going to get their equivalent in the Charizard. They just go to Pen, right? But the players that have been playing forever, right? Like the Boomer generation, they're getting rewarded. They're getting one above. They're getting literally one above what they would have gotten. Okay? They're not getting the equivalent. And by the way, they literally said Nuve and Deck are going to be a challenge. What do you mean? I'm handing it to an NPC. So challenging. Oh, much challenge. Wow, many challenge, guys. So much challenge. Oh, I feel so challenged. Holy f***. This is really, really bad. Really bad. You are literally giving the people, your veteran players, an advantage for just being veteran players. And you're punishing your new players and your mid-game players for not already having Pen Debo. I mean, like, bro.
Just when I think you couldn't possibly be any dumber, you go and do something like this. And totally redeem yourself!
This is rough, guys. This is rough. Okay. It's rough for two reasons. Number one, the reason why PvE and progression-based players are really upset right now is because they don't have options at the end game. There are no end game options. They only have one build path, and that makes the game less interesting and fun to grind, right? And number two, this directly punishes players that don't already have their Pandebos. So, and by the way, the players that got their Pandebos already are the same players that already benefited from cheaper Cron Stones back then. Keep watching. Guys, I'm just cooking, okay? Players that benefited off of the cheaper price of Cron Stones, because Cron Stones used to be 1 mil, 2 mil, right? They used to be way easier to get off the central market as well. They were way cheaper back when I was trying to start making my Devos. Okay, now they're much more expensive. So the Zoomer generation is again getting shit on. The Zoomer generation of BDO is again being shit on by the Boomers because the Boomers are being rewarded for already having Pandebos. This is really bad. It also doesn't fix the fundamental problem of not having options in the end game. We've just gone from Deboreka, buy Deberekas online to buy Karazad accessories online. That's all we've done. We've gone from one to the other. Okay, they've missed the entire point that we were upset about. We want options. We want
To be
options.
converted to Nov Karazad instead.
This is crazy, bro.
So in short, adventurers with
That decision right there shows you how delusional they are. Look at don't you see that there's a problem with this? Don't you guys see like the issue here? This is such a slap in the face to all of the new and like the mid-game players in BDO.
So in short, adventurers with Pendebereka accessories will gain +1 AP for each piece after the patch. Those who are now starting can aim to grow their Karazad accessories, which are easier to enhance than Debereka accessories. Or you can continue to try for Pendebereka or aim to convert them to get enhanced Karazad
Diversification of our one accessory. Let him cook.
accessories via the mentioned method. Next, let's talk about diversifying gear. Adventurers have shared a lot of feedback, noting that the supply of more Debereka accessories has led to the same item setups. As a result, unique yellow accessories have decreased in value over time.
That's an understatement. Hold on, let him cook.
With that in mind, Karazad accessories were designed so that you can set them in a variety of ways. However, diversifying these combinations may require owning several high-value accessories.
Same item setups with the supply of more Deboreka accessories. Burden of needing to own multiple high-cost accessories. Already own accuracy-focused accessories, okay.
Which can be burdensome. Also, for those who already have high-value accessories with accuracy, it could lead to the fear in having to start farming all over again. We aim to minimize these issues and inconveniences due to this change. We approach these potential problems from a fresh perspective. First of all, Karazad accessories have a special feature, an exclusive crystal slot that unlocks only when equipped.
So we have to build them. You have to build it. It's not even a question. You have to build
In the
it.
crystal slot, you can transfuse add-on crystals to give your Charizard accessory a special stat. The add-on crystals can be obtained by melting accessories with special stats. For example, melting a Dawn Earring or Tauros belt provides materials to craft the add-on crystal that gives accuracy. When you transfuse the crystal, the Charizard accessory will turn into an accessory.
Okay, so now the solution is to take all. We noticed that a lot of you guys have different item sets, right? You have accuracy, you have Debarekas. That's it. Those are the only two that you have. So really, also you have Tungrad, I guess, as well if you're an idiot, right? So you have Tungrads. You have accuracy, and then you have the normal. And we were worried that you had too many accessories in your inventory. So now you're just going to melt all of those down and put them in your Charizard accessory. Yeah, Charizard is still the only thing that you can build, and it's still completely based on Cron Stones. Okay, you must use Cron Stones, or it's going to downgrade, and you've lost everything. All right. Black Spirit Rage is not really going to be... So here's the problem. Guys, everyone's like, wait, this is good. This is options. Not really. Okay? Think about this objectively. You're probably only going to have one Charizard set of accessories. Right, guys? Okay? Wait. You're probably going to only have one Charizard accessory for everything because it's really, really hard to build. Okay? That's just the way that it goes. All right, so you're going to have to pick one of these. Now, which one of these are you going to pick? Are you going to pick it for PvE, which is like 95% of the game? Or are you going to pick it for PvP? You can swap it. Well. Even still, I still don't like this. I still do not like this. I do not like that you have to add... You're literally taking one thing that everyone must build... through Cron Stones, okay, and you're forcing everyone to take all of their other shit and put it into this Cron Stone dumped item, okay? So you have to dump hundreds of thousands of Cron Stones into this Charizard accessory, and then you can have options with that Charizard accessory. It's not good. It does not fix the fundamental problem that we have Cronstone Desert Online.
Increased displayed AP, but increased accuracy. Accuracy is just an example. We are also preparing add-on crystals with stats.
I will say that it is a good thing that they're moving towards a more diverse build setup. It is a good thing that they are moving toward a diverse build setup so that players can choose what they want into the end game. That is good. That is a good thing. I still think that this is not a good... If they had not required Cron Stones at all for this system, for the Charizard accessories, I would have said, this is a huge win. This fixes pretty much everything that we have problems with, right? I would have been okay with this. The problem is you're gating build diversity behind about 3 trillion silver worth of Cron Stones. Because you need 6 Charizard accessories. So, that's a little frustrating. It fixes some things, but it doesn't fix everything. They're adding 6 new scuffed crystals. That's it. Well, we'll see. Hold on.
That's including Black Spirit's Rage, damage reduction, evasion, and more. These add-on stats can be combined in various ways and will change the stats of Charizard accessories, allowing you to set them in different ways based on your playstyle or class. And these...
So it's not an enchantment to the accessory. It's literally just a crystal that you're putting in your crystal slot. So you just pick the best in slot crystal and put it on.
Add-on crystals are being prepared to be obtained in various methods, and not just from melting accessories. For example, accuracy pen accessories like Dawn Earring and Tauros Belt can be melted to get the highest grade accuracy add-on crystal. What this means is that you can also loot them from monster zones or from special crafting, and having only the highest grade can be burdensome, so we're preparing lower grade versions of the add-on crystals to be used until then. For those who...
This is fine. The problem that I have with this, guys, is that again they gate this behind. I think this is good. This starts. Remember that chart that I drew earlier, right? Now it's Debos into Karazad with options. So this is solid. This is better. It's a step in the right direction. The problem is that both of these paths require hundreds of thousands of cronstones. Hundreds and hundreds of thousands of cronstones. Because remember, each Karazad accessory requires, you're going to need 6 of these. Karazad doesn't require Debo at the start. Okay, what? Oh, okay. All right, I forgot. So I have to explain it to you like you're 5. Okay, so you can either do Debos or Karazad. They're both going to be difficult and require cronstones, you idiot. Okay, you can do both of them. All right, you pick one, you pick other. It don't matter, but both of them work. Okay. All right. Regardless, at the end, what happens is you end up having to make pen accuracy accessories or pen DR accessories, pen whatever, in order to put into your Karazad accessories. Again, you must build Karazad accessories, and you must have cronstones to do that. It's 100% you must have cronstones to do it. Otherwise, it downgrades to 0. Right? And you can't have your gear constantly downgrading. That's what everybody hated so much about the enhancement system in the first place, is it's blowing up and it's downgrading, and that feels like shit. To grind for 400 hours and have your gear downgrade feels like shit. So you need cronstones. That's the problem with the system, is you need hundreds of thousands of cronstones to get through this system, to get to the end game where you can actually have build diversity. Okay, sure, right? But now I would argue that Tuvala, just have people build Debos at the beginning of the game. You go Tuvala into Debos, or Tuvala into these Karazad accessories right away. Immediately. Don't build anything else. You must build into this, or you're just griefing yourself. You're just hard griefing yourself. Like, okay, well, again, cronstones are required immediately. And I do not like that. And anyone that does like that is coping. Okay? Like, anyone that says that this system fixes everything is coping out of their minds. All right? And it's probably because they already have full pen Debos. So they're just going to get new accessories off the rip. That's it. Right? Because if you already have a pen Debo, you're shitting on the little guy here. Remember, guys, if you have pen Debos, you're objectively getting an upgraded accessory the moment that these come out. And if you have Tet Debos, you're getting the same accessory off the rip, and you have to work for it. Right? The veteran boomer generation gets rewarded. The zoomer new players, the mid-game players, they're getting punished for not already having pen Debos. On top of the fact that now you don't get build diversity until you have new Karazad accessories here. Right? Sucks to suck. Yep, it is what it is, right?
Who mainly enjoy PvE, the add-on
Veterans get plus 7 AP for free. No, I think they get plus like 2 AP. It's plus 1 or 2 AP. They're not getting plus 7. They're getting plus 1 or 2 AP immediately. And they get new for free. Right? And the other players aren't getting any AP. Plus 2 on the neck alone. Oh, wait. That's per accessory? Oh my. It's per accessory. Oh my god. Oh my god, it is 7 AP. Holy shit. So, the people that already have full pen Debos got them because their cronstone price was way easier to get. And now, because their path to pen Debos was easier, they now get 7 AP for free. The new players are so cooked. The gap between old and new players is tremendous at that moment. Huge. Like, oh my God. There's no set bonus anymore. Shut the f up. Who the hell said there wasn't going to be a set bonus? Who told you that?
Add-on crystals aren't a must.
I'm not done with the video yet.
But when enjoying PvP,
Like, I do like that they're adding some build diversity to our builds. That is a good thing. I do not like that it requires crown stones and that you're punishing the new players. I don't. I think that is really shitty.
content, there was a burden with creating setups. I hope these
Caffeine Fiend, thanks so much for the T3, buddy. I appreciate that. Welcome back for 7 months. Look, guys, I'm trying to see the good in this shit. I really am. But, like, it's really hard to see the good in shit when there's just... I mean, this is just... There's some good changes here. And then there's a lot of bad stuff. So, like, it's kind of convoluted. This like-dislike ratio is starting to make sense to me.
These lower grade crystals can lessen the burden a bit, and please note, these add-on crystals do not shatter. Once this patch is applied, some existing yellow accessories might become rarer.
So, can we do that for all the other crystals in the game? Can we please do that for all the crystals in the game? Why these don't shatter? Please make it so that the other ones don't shatter too. What the
This might mean having to go to low difficulty monster zones again. To prevent this, we'll ensure these enhanced yellow accessories can be obtained in high difficulty monster zones. We'll implement this in various ways to lessen the burden.
So players are telling me that these don't have a set bonus on them. So if somebody has 5 pen debos, don't they get like 15 more AP for that? So wouldn't they just be downgrading? It's plus 20. 12 plus 8. Okay, so it's 12 for the first set bonus plus 8. So it's 20 AP for the set bonus for debos. And then if they get rid of their debos and make them Charizard accessories, they're only getting 7 sheet AP instead of the 20 non-sheet AP that they had before. It's 4 AP per 1 accessory? Well, he showed it was only 1 or 2. He said it was only 1 or 2. Look. Hold on. Right here.
Instead. So based on stats,
I take it back.
Pandebraker accessories should be little short in terms of value.
Okay, so 2 for the necklace plus 1 AP here. That means that they're getting 7 total AP. They're getting 7 total AP for transferring to Charizard accessories. That's sheet. Yeah, exactly. That's sheet AP, yeah. The ring screenshot. Well, I haven't seen the ring screenshot yet. They haven't shown me the ring screenshot yet. See,
great crystals can lessen the burden a bit, and please note,
it was way back. This one? Well, it's in Korean. What are we talking about? This says, wait. This says, whoa, what is this? What does this say? What does that say? So how many accessories? So is that a set effect? Is that a set effect or is that an item effect? It's per item. Oh my God, bro. Holy shit. Oh my God. So they're getting 7 sheet AP. Plus 24. Assuming it's the same. It could be more for the necklace. Plus 24 non-sheet AP. Oh my god. Oh my god, bro. It's gonna be new players. It's gonna be completely like good luck fighting a player with full Karazad. Full Nuve Karazad against your against your Pen Karazad. Good luck. You're cooked. You are so cooked. Put no set effect? Are you stupid? You want a set effect on top of it? At least it doesn't have a set effect, Blue. What the do you mean at least it doesn't have a set effect? What the You want a set effect on top of that?
We'll implement this in various ways to lessen the burden. Additionally, stacks required for enhancement, especially more high stacks, will likely be needed. Currently, materials for upgrade.
I also want to point out that before, we actually had build diversity and being able to choose, hey, you had to run 5 debos, but then you had 1 accessory slot where you got to choose what you built. Now you're going to build 6 Karazads, no matter what. You don't get... We realized that adventurers were building something other than Debarekas, and we want to make sure that you're not going to do that. So now you got to run... Now you're going to run all 6 of them, you idiots. Stop building things other than Debos, you absolute morons. Okay? Stop building Distos. Stop building... it's just another swipe wheel? Yeah, dude, like that's the problem here. The fundamental problem at its core here is that it's still all Cronstone gated. And everyone that came before you had a way easier time getting Cronstones than you do. I already sold my Disto. Oh, I have a Pen Disto. Wait, no, No! Wait. No, untag. Guys, I have to untag immediately. I have to untag immediately. It must get sold right now. It has to get sold right now. It's too late. Oh, bro. God damn. I'm like, well, the video's only been out for 10 hours, guys. Like, what the oh my god, bro. How much is that? How much is the this? How much is this? What the are we doing? Is there a way to downgrade my pen to a TET so that it'll sell?
Upgrades available in the central market, like Crystallized Despair, will be changed to be transformable to high stacks. Once everything is prepared, we'll provide detailed guidance with the patch. To summarize with intent included, let's go over it one last time. Karazad is a new purple grade accessory with the same enhancement system as the Sovereign weapons. It cannot be registered on the central market, but we've lowered the enhancement difficulty to ease the burden for those who plan to craft it.
No, it's kind of just cooked. So, again, it fully requires Cronstones. They think that by saying, oh, it doesn't break on enhancement failure without Crons, they think that that helps. That does not help. Okay? They think that players will not use feel like it's not required to use Cronstones anymore. No, it's still required. Still completely required. And you're still gated by Cronstones. That's the problem. And you need at least probably 400,000 Cronstones to get 6 Karazad, because it was 5 before, but now it's 6. So now you need 6 Devos or 6 Karazads. So you're going to need close to 500,000 Cronstones to do that. And you're going to have to buy a lot of those from a vendor if you're a new player.
However, to maintain as much of the value of Debareka's accessories as possible, Pen Debareka accessories can be converted to a better Karazad accessory.
This is crazy.
Lastly, by converting the existing yellow specialized accessories into a new type of crystal.
Guys, we still have a third of the video to go. What the f else are we going to mess up here? Let's be honest. For PvP, They've acknowledged that they fucked up, and then they like band-aid fixed it in 2 months from now. They're gonna band-aid fix it, right? Which doesn't really fix anything. It's just cooked. The progression, they have acknowledged that they fucked up, and now again you have half of the system being fixed in build diversity, right? Okay, so now we've got some build diversity, still not nearly enough. I just want to point out that everyone going, this is a good thing, it's build diversity. Guys, you have 4 options. 4. You got DR, evasion, accuracy, and whatever, fuck it, AP, whatever the what was the last one? You have 4 options. Compare this to any other MMO in the genre. Black Spirit Rage, that's right. Compare this to any other MMO in the entire genre and tell me we're still not leagues behind everyone else. It is a step in the right direction, right? Step in the right direction, some build diversity, sure. But the Quran Stones, the fundamental core issue that all of us wanted fixed, was not fixed.
Charizard accessories were designed to enable a variety of setups. Alright, I've shared everything up to here. I'm curious to hear what our adventurers think. Some of you might be taken aback by this sudden news. Adding new equipment or tweaking the existing balance is a big burden for us. But even so, at this point, we believe the difficulty of Deboreka accessories needs some easing. We're aiming to release the new accessories and special crystals introduced today in the last week of October.
Somebody sent me this. This is the same video uploaded to Black Desert Console. So where's the console update? How is this for console? Black Desert's in the past. On console, it gets worse. Now it's Throne and Liberty. Did they upload the wrong video? I can't. Oh, God, I can't. Oh, God. They haven't mentioned console a single time that I'm aware of.
We'll make sure everything's ready for the update. That's all the news for now. But there's one last thing I'd like to mention. Remember,
Hardcore PvP servers? Have we even, like, they mentioned hardcore PvP servers at the ball? Are we going to get a mention?
I mentioned earlier that the materials for crafting the Charizard accessory could be found in certain monster zones. Well, we're preparing new monster zones in the land of the Morning Light.
Wait, what?
The Morning Light was developed as a region of bonus side stories to offer an experience unique from the main continent of Black Desert.
Wait.
There's already plenty of PvE on the main continent.
We're very excited to introduce, guys. We've thought really hard about what we should name it. It's going to be really fun. We think that you guys are going to be really engaged. You're going to need a new lantern for this, and you're not going to be able to use the old lantern either, because we think that this will be a fun and interactive way to introduce our garbage content.
So we questioned whether we needed to offer the same experience in the Morning Light. This thought was a major reason behind creating the Black Shrine with a boss battle focus. After the release of the Morning Light, many of you have enjoyed the Black Shrine, but there was still some disappointment over the absence of a new monster zone. Monster zones need more than just item drops. They need memorable monsters and settings. The land of the Morning Light has many beautiful places.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you. So after your Valencia update finished, well, honestly, the most memorable monsters to me in Black Desert Online are Sausins, and you made those like 7 years ago. So, like, clearly that can't be the focus. Like, I'll just be honest, bro.
So we think that's why
like, I remember Sausins and Elric Shrine better than I remember Pirates better than I remember Monsham Forest. Yeah, Gyphon Underground. Yeah, no, I remember Gyphon Above Ground was fun. You know, I used to grind with like Lakari and them at like Gyphon Upper. It was before Gyphon Under was a thing. Olin's was really good. Yeah, I could see people imprinting on Olin's a little bit. And that came out about 4 years ago. So that's where we're at.
There are more opinions like this. We agree with this point as well. So we've decided to add more content for you to explore.
PMA. No, sweetie pumpkin, butter pumpkin, come here. PMA went away. It's gone. Okay. You don't get PMA anymore. You get Blue Squadron farming you when you do something stupid. That's what you get. You get praised when you do something intelligent and fun. But when you do something stupid, I'm going to farm you. What the f is Pam? It's something that you would spray. You spray it on stuff in the kitchen so that it becomes non-stick surfaces. But we're talking about PMA, and either one, you're and don't know how to spell, or two, you're and think that was what he said. Either way, I can't help you.
In the morning light. With the release of the Karazad accessories, Dokkaebi Forest and Honglim Base will be introduced first, followed by Golden Pig Cave and
Pam is my grandma. Well, Pat is my they-them friend.
Gowon Plateau as new monster zones. These new monster zones in the morning light are the first since Ulukita, and we're eager to spice things up beyond the usual PvE content. Take the Golden Pig Cave for
You're kind of bipolar, not gonna lie. No. You're thinking of multiple personality disorder. It's different. Bipolar would involve some sort of mania, and then followed by long stints of like depression and like nothingness. No, you're thinking multiple personality disorders where like I feel like I have some personalities, yeah, like I'm Kevin now, and then like later I'm like Tim. You know what I mean? And I would say it's probably closer to that. Not bipolar though. And in fairness, I would never admit to you guys that I have multiple personalities. As far as you guys are concerned, on stream, it's just Blue Squadron.
At the entrance stands a giant pig statue.
I can't tell them that because then they would think I'm crazy. Jeff.
As you battle the monsters within this area, the statue gradually fills with gold. Once it reaches its limit, it explodes, showering rewards for you to collect. It's like cracking open a piggy bank. We're developing similar field mechanics that add fun without disrupting the combat experience. We're also exploring the addition of other exciting features. Yes, I understand.
This is an objective win. This is a win, right? Previously in the video, we saw like some wins followed by garbage losses, right? Like we just couldn't take like an objective win. It was like a really bloody win. Like, right? Like the build diversity. That was a bloody win, right? Like that's really bloody. PvP, bloody win. 2 months from now, we're going to get a Band-Aid fix that may or may not help. Like that's pretty bloody. This is an objective win. This is a W. Right? We're getting actual monster zones that have mechanics and they're saying are going to be fun, right? Like this is good. This is a win.
And that new monster zones might not be entirely welcome right now, especially since last year we focused on tidying up existing content. We believe there's a greater desire for new content. We understand the disappointment adventurers feel, and to address these shortcomings, we'll all work hard on the upcoming updates.
Yeah, so you'll notice that he never says, like, we've heard you complain, and now we're going to work hard. It's not, we're going to work hard on what you want us to, it's we're just going to work hard. And, like, you know, you respect that hustle, but, like, they ain't going to be listening to you guys.
Until now,
they don't want your input. They're going to do what they want to do.
Growth goals have been sidelined in favor of expanding content, along with the item updates
Oh,
introduced
shit, they are going to mention the hardcore servers.
today. We're gearing up for content that'll inspire new goals. We haven't been able to talk about this today, but we are working on content like Hardcore Server that adventurers are waiting for. We appreciate your patience.
What the f is that? Is that that's the jail arena that you have to fight to get out of? I see. Okay, so I'm just going to tell you how to do the hardcore server correctly. basically, it needs to be a server that directly helps your main account. Okay, or no one is really going to want to try it. All right. It needs to be linked to your main account. And by getting certain achievements on the hardcore server, you unlock things on your main account, like titles or extra shit or whatever. So people feel rewarded for their time. Number one. Number two, it cannot be its own standalone game. So before you do something incredibly stupid, it no standalone game. Okay, it no standalone. Like Shadow Arena, it no go. All right, is disaster if do that. Okay. Number three, if you're gonna make a hardcore server, personally, I think that you should make it a 1 to 60 kind of like hardcore environment, where if you hit level 60, you get like the shit unlocked on your main account, like a title, like a Supreme Commander title or some crazy shit on your main account, and it makes your character glow and shit. But after level 50, PvP is turned on. And getting from 50 to 60 is really hard. Like it used to be, there's no more EXP buffs. It's only Balanos, Serendia, Calpheon, Medaya. It's only those 4 servers, or it's only those 4 regions. There's only 2 or 3 different servers, like channels, that you can choose between, right? So you create a competition for like resources in this regard, all right? And after level 50, PvP turns on, and when you die in PvP, you can fight in this arena and try to survive, right? But if you lose in this arena, you die in PvP or PvE, you get transported to this arena. If you lose in the arena, you lose everything and have to start over from scratch. Okay? That's just, it is what it is. Okay? You must start over from scratch if you die in the arena. Okay? And if you don't want that, then don't play it. All right? This is how it is. All right? You have to get to level 60 on a hardcore server, and you gotta earn that shit. That is how you do hardcore servers. No Pearl Shop, no EXP buffs, okay? And only 4 regions with like 2 or 3 channels, kind of like Arsha, okay? And you just let them go. Just let everybody go. And it could just be as ridiculous as you want it. Players can choose to do it or choose not to do it. If they do choose to do it, it helps their main account so they don't feel all of their time is wasted, necessarily speaking, right? And if they choose not to do it, then no harm, no foul. No harm, no foul. No storages, stop it. That's some crazy talk.
This is it for items and monster zones. Now, let's take a look at Dosa's Awakening.
If they don't make the hardcore servers exactly what I just said, if they make them... See, when they introduced it at the ball, they said it was going to be some, like, standardized server where everyone comes in and they have roughly the same gear and you can't get much more gear than when you start with, and players can just run around and fight each other, and if you die, you go to jail, and then you have to fight to try to get out of jail. That is boring. No one will do it, and no one will care. Okay? If you introduce it like that, you don't have a competition for resources in that environment. Okay? There's no competition for resources. There's no reason for players to go around and like find each other. Okay? That's not what you want to do. You need competition for resources. It's just that simple. You need players to give players a reason to go do PvE to make sporadic, spontaneous PvP that they will enjoy.
The long journey's end. How long?
Oh my god, did they get Vessel Vision to do this? Holy shit, how did Vessel get a voice acting?
Only it is. Beneath a moonless sky, wandering clouds drift, lost and forlorn. In the absolute darkness. With hollow steps, the path ahead is treacherous.
Wusa Deadage. Wait, that's a Maewa. Never mind. No one cares.
Yet onward I shall go, breathing only through my resolve. Thus I will uphold the legacy of Sangdo, a vow etched in deep regret.
Okay.
I shall carry it to the
Jake
very
Noonan home.
end.
Whoa, okay. Is that Desert Focus? You guys couldn't get him to high enough level to do something more than Desert Focus?
Greetings, adventurers.
Oh my god, bro. Jesus Christ. Okay, all right. That looks really cool. The thing I'm actually most excited about Dosa Awakening is that they don't have to open an FBI investigation when I'm playing an Elementalist class in BDO anymore. So that's fun. You know? Like, I think it's really cool that they finally released a class that requires us, or that allows us to play like Elementalist. You know what I mean? But you don't have to play Tamer. Because it's just like Tamer, but male. And I also like the Tiger. I think it's really cool. I think the Tiger's really cool. That's fun. The class looked really good. I mean, you have to give Black Desert credit where credit is due. Black Desert's classes feel more unique, in my opinion, than... All right, if we're going to compare to Throne and Liberty, which I understand everybody wants me to do, Black Desert's classes are way more unique than Throne and Liberty's are. And I know that there's going to be some TNL simp in the chat that's like, well, Throne and Liberty doesn't have classes. Yeah, shut the up. The weapons, right? You put on the different weapons or whatever yeah, half your skills are the same, right? Like, it's not even close. Like, Black Desert, like, think about how different Corsair is than Meiwa, right? Like, they're night and day. You can't even compare the two. It's like super crazy. And in this case, you have kind of a male version of Tamer, but he's got his own identity entirely. I think that Black Desert does a phenomenal job, and the development team always does a phenomenal job of like the class diversification and like having the classes like feel different and have their own identities. You know what I mean? I think it's just remarkably good. And that's something that Black Desert does way better than TNL in just most other MMOs in the genre.
This is Jesse Ju, Game Design Executive Leader at Black Desert
Hi,
Studio,
Jesse.
capturing traditional Korean Do wielders of rain, wind, and lightning such as Hong Gil-dong or John Wuchi had already been embodied in the game by our very own Dosa and Megu classes. Thus, we approached Dosa's Awakening differently. We wanted to return to the very basic of Do arts and design the class around the philosophy of fire.
BDO is learning 28 classes to deal with versus TNL 8 viable build. Alright. It's a fair statement to say that Throne and Liberty has all of the extra build paths and Black Desert has class diversity. That is a fair statement.
5 elements. With Succession Dosa, we focused more on the concepts of umbral and luminous energies of Do, with his Cloud General and warriors inspired by the Dangun myth. By weaving the umbral and luminous, Dosa conjured Cloud warriors, while brandishing the larger-than-life Huando sword into battle. For his awakening, we narrowed in on the 5 elements. As many of our adventurers had anticipated, we highlighted a more shamanistic aspect of the class. The 5 elements consist of fire, water.
I do not like the hat. I understand the hat is kind of a region thing. I don't know about the rest of you guys. It's hide the hat immediately kind of deals.
wood, metal, and earth. For our Western adventurers, it's somewhat similar yet not entirely to the classical 4 elements. This results in vibrant and spectacular action.
People talk about unique classes in combat and they rotate 5 abilities at a lantern spot. Ha 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 ha. Well, tell me that. Okay, D-Jules, you gotta be honest, bro. The class diversity in BDO is incredibly good. Right? You compare that to TNL, you're using the same 5 abilities in TNL, right? But here's the thing in TNL, it's just you're pressing this 1 through 5 right here. You're just pressing 1 and then 2 and then 3, and this is where it gets crazy. You're gonna press the number 4 after that, and then you're gonna hit 5. Okay, but in BDO, at least the 5 skills that you're using are combat. Like, you know, you gotta hold shift and then press a button. You know what I mean? It's different. It's different. I need this. It's different.
And effects.
I mean, like, here's the thing. I'm not just going to sit here and dick ride Throne of Liberty, okay? And I'm not going to sit here and dick ride Black Desert. I'm going to give both games credit where credit is due. Black Desert's combat and class diversity is infinitely better. So is their character creator, right? Like, it is what it is.
Unseen before in other classes. For the Awakening Dosa, we sought to incorporate the unique East Asian concept of the generative effect. Whereas the 4 elements focus on the weakness of the elements, the generative effect highlights how the elements augment each other. For example, using a fire elemental skill followed by a wood skill additionally amplifies the fire energy by using the wood as fuel, resulting.
Wait, Succession Witch sucks. Wait, what the? Wait, this is this is way cooler than Witch and Wizard are. What the hell?
In greater fire damage. Similarly, using a water skill followed by a wood skill enhances the wood energy by using water as nourishment.
What the f?
Resulting in greater damage. Upon hearing this, the Awakening Dosa might seem complex, but we're working on making the generative effect easy and fun to use in combat. Now, here's an example of his skills and the generative effect. As mentioned, using wood as fuel amplifies fire energy. The skill you're seeing is Fire Spread. After use, a fire mark remains on the field. Think of it as lingering fire energy. Using a wood skill here enhances the lingering fire energy with the wood energy, causing another explosion of immense power.
So let me get this straight. Node Wars have to be so simple a caveman could do it. But when you make a new class, you gotta have 5 elements that are all feeding off of each other, and you need a major in biology to actually learn how to play the class. What the f are we talking about? Well, like, all I'm saying is that they're always like, yo, Node War has to be simpler, Node War has to be easier, Node War has to be this. Look at what your classes are so complex, and that's what people love about the game. You ever thought about how that applies to maybe Node War?
Here's another example. This
We Americans don't understand chemistry. Tell that to the Awakening Nova mains all on cocaine.
skill is wood bend that was used earlier. After use, a wood mark is left on the field. Using a water skill here augments the lingering wood energy with water energy, greatly amplifying its power. Look closely at the mark. You'll see small indicators floating below the main mark. These indicate the generative element to enhance the skill. By paying attention to these, you'll have a blast using the generative effect to your game. The Awakening.
This is really cool. This is really cool. This is definitely, like, it's complex. It's got a high skill ceiling. I'm going to be honest, though. I bet the skill floor on this class is giga high. We will see. But, like, skill floor being the skill required to like pick up and play the class at a competent level. You know what I mean?
Awakening Dosa adopts a hybrid combat style, mixing melee and ranged attacks. Compared to existing classes, it's similar to Succession Meigu or Awakening Dark Knight. You can control from a distance, then quickly close in to exploit openings. If successful, continue the combo. If not, retreat to control from a distance once more. What makes Dosa's Awakening unique to other hybrid classes is his superior gap-closing performance. Even if he fails to exploit an opening, he can stay in melee, engage in a super armor bout.
Guys, let's roll that back.
Then, to exploit classes is his superior gap-closing performance. Even if he fails to exploit an opening, he can stay in melee, engage in a super armor bout. Then,
hey guys, we understand that Succession Berserker was a serious problem in the game for like a year, and we didn't do anything about it because we're morons. So we figured that the new class would just not use any stamina, and then they would just both be busted. What the this dude got stamina back. Bro,
to exploit an opening.
like this dude, he's gaining stamina in his comp. Look at this.
He can stay in melee, engage in a super armor bout, then perform an evasive skill to retreat to control from a distance once more. The Awakening Dosa can also be played like a melee class, and also offer some support to his allies. Like a melee support, he uses the generative effect to boost damage when enemies are close to his allies. Unlike other support skills from existing classes, he doesn't retreat to heal or provide buffs. Instead, he assists only while directly engaging the enemy in combat. Now, the date you've been waiting for. The Awakening...
So, he just said that he doesn't buff his allies, and then he said he buffs his allies. So he gives his allies around him more damage for existing. He doesn't take any stamina to move. And he has more depth than every other Elementalist class currently in the game. This is fine. This is going to be fun.
Dosa drops on October 8th worldwide together with Korea.
Hey, one thing that people aren't commenting on, it's a global release, except for console. Console, am I right? Idiots. Thought you were people. Stupid idiots.
Soon, you'll meet the Awakening Dosa, who toys with foes using powerful elemental arts.
Wait, is it actually releasing for console or no?
Oh, and the Awakening Dosa captures the playful essence of the Korean Do wielder. We hope Dosa's antics atop the enemy's head bring some amusement. That's it for today. Thank you.
Okay, let's talk about the video. Let's talk about the video. Okay, so you have some objective wins in this video, and you have some objective L's in this video. Okay, so let's break it down one at a time. Let's do wins, and we're going to put it in the losses, and then we're going to have a losses column. Okay? That's a straight line. Don't worry about it. Perfect. Okay. All right. I can't, you guys. I'm like a kindergartner trying to draw on the screen. All right. So, wins. Build diversity. End game. Right? This is a win. Okay, it's not very much, right? But it does count as a win, right? Like I think that like overall PvE wise, and they acknowledge wins. They apologized twice that I'm aware of. Okay, they apologized once very minorly for PvP, and then they apologized in a big way for sovereign weapons because they f***ed up. Now, I will say that this also goes in the loss column. It didn't apologize correctly. And what do I mean by that? I mean that PvP, they did not acknowledge that they have completely obliterated over 85% of their PvP scene worldwide. Okay? They obliterated their PvP scene worldwide. Doesn't matter. Okay? And they barely even acknowledged. The only thing that they acknowledged was wrong with the new system was the last hit on the fort. Okay? And the only thing that they said they were going to do about that was to give us the option to choose between the old system, which still has its flaws, and the new system that is a complete and total disaster. Okay? So they Band-Aid fixed Node Wars in 2 months. Okay? So it took them 4 months, guys. 4 months. 4. To even acknowledge that we weren't happy with Node Wars. Over 85% of the PvP scene in North America and even more in EU quit the game in those 4 months. And only now are we getting an acknowledgement that anything was wrong or that they f***ed up in any way. All right. Furthermore, they said that they're going to give us the old Node Wars system back by choice in 2 months from now. So it's already been 4 months of disaster. Then we have to wait another 2 months to get a Band-Aid fix that should have been implemented when they started the Node Wars system in the first place. Okay. This Band-Aid fix, this option to choose between the new and the old Node Wars system, that should have been implemented when the Node Wars system was implemented in the first place. We should have had the option to choose when it began. And that's the truth. Okay? And if not, it should have been a month or two after the change. We should have been like, okay, well, let's implement this. Let's start working on this right away because people aren't very happy. And let's have it ready for them 2 or 3 months after the Node Wars system came out. It should have been already out. Regardless, if they were listening to our feedback, both when it came out, before it came out, when it came out, and after it came out, this shit would have already been ready. Instead, they wait for their entire game to tank into nothingness. Hold up. Where it at? I need to find it. Right here. They wait for their entire game to tank into the lowest state it has ever been in the history of the games being launched. Okay. And then they decide to give us this Band-Aid fix for it and say, okay, well, we may have been a little wrong, but not completely. Like, no, that apology is bullshit and I refuse to accept it. You're morons. Okay. I don't care. I don't give a shit anymore. All right. You're idiots. We told you that this system doesn't work. And now you're still trying to tell us that it works. You're still on this copium. Oh, it's still good for some players, but not others. And then you didn't even give us an honest to God fix. You just gave us the old Node Wars system back, which, let's be honest, has its own issues. Instead of taking the new Node Wars system and saying, okay, the rewards are good from this, less politics are good from this, and people are, it requires less prep from leadership cores. Okay, take those 3 things that are good with this and bring it to the old Node Wars system, and then take out of some of what made the old Node Wars system bad, bring them together, and then try again. Nope, we got a Band-Aid fix, and it's coming in 2 months. In 2 months. So for PvPers, this video is a downvote. Overall, for PvPers, it is a complete disaster. This video, no one is going to come back to the game in 2 months from now because they have the option to do the new Node Wars system. And the craziest part is that some people think that they will. Guys, these people quit the game, barring an immediate change in the near future, nearer than 2 months. It's not getting any better for the no. And I told you they were going to double down on it. It's done. It's cooked. Yeah, the new Node Wars system is not fun, except for players that don't know any better. A free-for-all system does not work, okay? And it And if you give us the option to do the old Node War system, okay, well, now you've basically given us the option to not do the old Node War system too. So now you've given the option to the Conquest players. And I guarantee you, there's going to be people that want to punish the entire PvP scene for the whole week. Like, let's, for example, if Goats, I won't put it on Goats. I'll say if Reassembled takes a castle and we want to troll the entire PvP scene, we could literally just say, you guys are going to do the new Node War system for the next week. And there's nothing you can do about that. So you've given all of the power to the same toxic, degenerate losers that were the problem in the first place. So you've basically, again, this Band-Aid fix is not going to work. It's not going to work. If you get a responsible, reasonable person, like myself, or like Soggy, or Roots, or Loads, or someone in charge of a castle, of course they'll pick the right one. Right? But like, you get one troll, it's over. It's over. Okay? And furthermore, your new system, it doesn't work. It doesn't work because it's a free-for-all. Yes, the last hit system, it sucks. Everybody knows the last hit system sucks. Okay? That was a part of the reason that your Node War system sucked. Not only did you acknowledge that that part of the system sucks, you then gave a no solution. So they literally acknowledged a problem and then gave no solution for wars. Okay? They literally acknowledged that, okay, yeah, the new system is super flawed. The last hit system is not very fun. It takes the competitiveness out of PvP, and we respect that. We have no solution. The only solution we have is in 2 months, you can choose to do the old system on the capped and uncapped Node War system. It's not, there was no, okay, well, here is the direction that we want to go in with Node Wars. It was like, okay, here's our Band-Aid fix for Node Wars, and it's coming in 2 months. Without an acknowledgement that like, or without giving us any sort of solution on the horizon. So I think that in terms of PvP, this was a huge loss of a video. Now let's talk about, I guess, the hardcore servers while we're on the subject of PvP. I think the hardcore servers can go in the win column. So long as they implement correctly. I think that if they implement the hardcore servers correctly, I think that they could be a massive win for the game. Right? And I talked about this before when they mentioned it. I said, when you die in PvP on the hardcore servers, first of all, it should be a 0 to level 60 run. Okay, and it should be attached to your main account so you get rewards on your main account for achieving things on the hardcore servers. Okay, otherwise people are going to be less incentivized to even do the hardcore servers in the first place. Okay, then it should be a 1 to 50. Okay, PvE. Yeah, we're gonna get to level 50. No EXP buffs. No Pearl Shop. Okay, you should be hardcore pushing. Basically, honestly, you could even take away the marketplace if you really wanted to be crazy about it. But like, make it as hardcore as possible and only include like the 4 regions at the start: Balanos, Serendia, Calpheon, and Medaya. That's it. Okay, with like 2 or 3 channels that people can swap between. That's it. Okay, in this way, you create a competition for resources, and then when you hit level 50, you have to get to level 60, and it's going to be hard. It's going to be a grind, just like it was in the old days. It's going to be a super grind, and you can be PvP the whole time. If you die in PvP from 50 to 60, or even PvE 50 to 60, you get sent to the arena, and you fight another player that has died. Whoever wins gets to try again, and they get their stuff back. They get to keep going. If you lose in the arena, you start all the way over from scratch. Level 0, you lose everything. Okay, make hardcore servers hardcore. All right, and give players meaningful accomplishments that they can add to their main account because they accomplished something cool on the hardcore. Okay, and if you think that the server is too hardcore for you, please don't do it. We don't want you there. If you think that, oh, this is going to be too hard, people will interrupt my grind and I won't be able to hit level 60 without a player interrupting my grind. That's the point, loser. Okay? You're not what the hardcore servers are there for. Okay? If you are really, really upset about another player interrupting your level 50 to level 60 grind on a hardcore server, you're not the player that should be doing that. It's supposed to be high risk, high reward, hardcore. Okay? Currently, what they said at the ball is that the hardcore servers, you were going to get like a full pen Tuvala. That's what they were just going to give you, full pen Tuvala. And you could get like barely better than full pen Tuvala gear. But like you just run around and fight each other. There's no real things to grind for. You just run around and kill each other. And when you die, you go to the arena and you fight other players. And then you have to fight your way out of the arena. And then you just go back to fighting each other. That is boring. No one will like that. That will be dead on arrival content. Do not give it to us like that. You need, if you want the hardcore servers to be done correctly, you need to create a competition for resources. There needs to be a competition for resources. Okay? There needs to be a reason to go grind PvE that incentivizes PvP in a non-toxic way. Okay? And this is the best way to do that. Okay? Incentivizing PvP in a toxic way would mean I'm just going to run around and kill whoever I want. Like, that's just, you're going to breed toxicity in that kind of a system. If you let players spawn in and just go do whatever the they want without any reason or repercussion, that's going to spawn much more toxicity than what I just described, which is a 1 to 60 run. Okay? It is what it is. Yeah, there should be no Tuvala in hardcore servers. You should start with nothing and have to grind your way to level 60. So you have to balance wanting to grind with gear and like getting gear so that you can defend yourself in PvP between trying to rush yourself to 60 at a good grind zone, right? And you'd be like, okay, well, I can go grind Desert Fogans, but there's probably going to be a lot, or Desert Nagas, but there's probably going to be a lot of people there. If I grind Centaurs, I get less EXP, but there's less chance for PvP. Right? This gives players options for their grind zones, and it makes like competition for resources. Again, like this is, that would be really fun. That would be a tremendous amount of fun for people to participate in, even streamers. I'm going to get run down immediately. You think I'm going to be able to do hardcore servers without getting run down? You're crazy. You're crazy. But I'll love every second of it. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. So yeah, I think that like if they implement it correctly, hardcore servers could be an objective W. Another L in the video that I didn't talk about yet. I'll put it down here so that people can continue seeing it. Quran stones are still 100% required for everything. Okay. Like Krons are, they introduced the new Karazad accessories, and they thought, because this is their delusional, they thought that now the accessories, they don't disappear if you don't use Kron stones, they only downgrade. Okay, well that still feels just as, that still feels bad, right? You're still going to have to use Kron stones, or you're going to end up with a lower level of enhancement than when you started. Like the odds are, right, that you're going to end up with a lower level enhancement than when you started. And they already said it's going to require less Kron stones than Debos, so it's a little bit less of a burden. Well, again, that implies that we're supposed to use Kron stones, or you're just going to have weaker gear than when you started. That sucks. That really, really sucks. Okay? This whole, we need Kron stones for literally everything. This sucks for two reasons, because it makes your game impossibly pay to win. Okay? It's very predatory. Very, very predatory. Because players will grind for 200 hours, get a bunch of Kron stones, click their thing, it doesn't go, right? Then they're going to click it again. It's going to downgrade because they're really upset. Then they're going to be tempted to swipe to use Kron stones so that they can get it back to where they started. No, Blue, it's pay for convenience. Right, yeah, I forgot. Yeah, you can conveniently be stronger than other players if you be... Yeah, I agree. Correct. You conveniently become stronger than other players when you spend money. Yeah. They should focus their monetization on things that we really want, like emotes, sprays, dances, right? Interacting, like social actions, right? Like petting a chicken or something. You know, like your character could sit there and like in Destiny used to do this. Like there was like a depressed emote where you could like swing a swing, you know, you just sit there and it's like raining and your character's like doing this, right? They would sell those and we would absolutely buy them. It wouldn't even be a question. All right. Also, better skins. Like you could make a skin worth $90 US and have it change our skill effects and people would buy it. If you made a skin that literally cost $90 US but changed my voltaic pulse from blue to green, we would buy it. We wouldn't even think about it. Okay? And you would make millions of dollars off of it. And it would be a step in the correct direction monetarily because that's less pay to win and more just cosmetic things that you want to spend money on the game, right? It's a step away from cronstones. It's a step away from that pay to win monetization. And it's a step towards healthy, positive monetization for your game. It's just the truth. Like the Faker skin from Ari. Well, yeah, that's fine too. If they want to make like a $500 skin, that's fine. I'd be okay with it. I don't care. Because I'm not going to feel required to buy it. It's like whatever. As long as it doesn't have any pay to win stats associated with it, I'm okay. It's like, whatever. Let them. Like people are going to buy it. It is what it is. Okay. What else did they talk about in here? These Karazad accessories. Having build diversity, again, I think is a really good thing. But again, the cronstones make it so that this is a diluted win. It is. Like, and it's still not enough build diversity, but like, damn. Oh, yeah. Good call. Dosa. Awakening. Looks really fun. Right? It looks really fun. It looks good. All right, that's win. That's a win. Okay, so there are wins in this video and there are losses in this video. Do I think that Black Desert is saved because of this dev note? No, not even close. I think if you address the PvPers, I think that the PvPers are down tremendous off of this because they know that for another 2 months, they're not going to get anything. And then in 2 months, they're going to get a Band-Aid fix, but then there's going to be no one to play with. So the PvPers are down tremendous. I think the PvEers... Oh, Land of the Morning Light is getting more grind zones. That's a huge win. Right? That's a win, right? I'm trying to be fair. Okay. Land of the Morning Light getting new grind zones. Dosa Awakening, right? The hardcore servers being mentioned, but they're at least 6 months away. I'm going to be honest with you. These are at least 6 months away, so it's very difficult to be like, oh, yeah, it's a concrete win for PvPers. We also don't have very many ideas as to what is going to really be entailed on hardcore servers or like what it's going to entail at all. I am optimistic, and so I'm putting it in the win column. They could very well release hardcore servers and have it be a complete L. A total waste. Okay? And the way they described it at the ball, it is going to be a total waste. But there's still time for them to change it, and that's why I'm trying to be optimistic and put hardcore servers in the win column. Apologizing and acknowledging that their player base is upset is a win. However, I think they did it in a backhanded way. I really do. I think that there are a tremendous amount of issues with Black Desert Online that people are very upset about right now. And I think that they apologized for the least concerning issue. They literally said, oh, we messed up with sovereign weapons and we deeply apologize. Okay, well, sovereign weapons, were they a up? Sure. But of the things that you've released recently, sovereign weapons were actually the least of our concerns. Okay, so giving a deep apology for sovereign weapons is kind of a slap in the face to me, at least, and a lot of players, because you didn't actually apologize for the much larger issues with your game, like the Cronstone issue, right? They did address, they said, okay, yeah, we've heard you guys, and here's what we're going to do about it with these new accessories, blah, 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 but they didn't directly apologize for it, because I think they're too proud to do so, and I think that that's an L. They did, and so they didn't apologize correctly. I think that's an L. Band-Aid fix for Node Wars fixes nothing. They acknowledge that their new Node Wars system has one flaw. They think that their new Node Wars system has one flaw and that everything else is fine with it and that they're perfect developers and that they have done nothing else wrong with the new Node Wars system. And that's a huge L. And that's part of the reason I was so critical for the first half of the video, is because it is crazy to me that they still think that their new Node War system is good in any aspect. Your free-for-all bullshit dog water whiteboard system that you came up with in the office is horrible. Horrible. Okay? It's not just that the fort can be last hit. It's that it's a free-for-all and doesn't require competition in general. Even if the fort wasn't just a last hit issue and you fix that, the Node War system is still garbage because there are so many other problems with it that you're not going to fix or even address that is wrong. So again, I'm going to say that Node Wars are a disaster. They're going to continue being a disaster. And in 2 months, when they put the new Node War fix in where you can pick the old Node War system, it's going to be even worse. Because now there's going to be no one to play in the new Node War system or the old Node War system. Like, how many guilds are even left? Somebody said that yesterday 5 guilds dropped for Node Wars in EU. 5 total guilds dropped for Node Wars in EU. That's the lowest in the history of the game. 5. And in 2 months, do you think it's going to get better? Do you think it's somehow going to continue getting better? Like, no. Like, what are we talking about? In 2 months, it's going to be even worse. So, like, what? You want the 3 guilds to be able to choose? Oh, well, now you can do the old system, too. Like, no, bro. There's no one left to fight. No one's going to care. Furthermore, and I didn't even talk about this before, where do all of the fights in the current Node War system happen? T1? Yeah. T1 Node Wars, right? And what is changing with T1 Node Wars? Nothing. In 2 months, they're only offering that to capped and uncapped regions. T1s will be exactly the same, which means no one's going to go do it because there's no one left. You've killed it. You've killed your PvP scene. Okay. And you refuse to acknowledge that you've done anything wrong from a PvP standpoint. You're like, oh, well, we listened to your feedback and players want the old Node War system back. No, they don't. And that's why you're so stupid. Okay, is because you're not listening to feedback. Because if you were listening to feedback, you would know that we don't want the old Node War system back because it was good. We want the old Node War system back because it is somehow less garbage than the one that you came up with on Jay's whiteboard. Okay? What we want is a functional Node War system that has elements of the new system and elements of the old system. Okay, the new system has good elements, like the rewards are really good. The no politics is really good, right? Less work for leadership cores is really good, and more approachable for new players is a win. Okay, you can take those elements and add them to the old Node War system. Okay, old Node War system, what was good? Well, it was competitive, right? It inspired rivalry in PvP, not necessarily in a toxic way, but in a very healthy way. It inspired rivalry. So it's competitive. It inspires rivalry. It inspires you to actually work together as a guild instead of, and there's no RNG. There's no RNG, right? But cons, it's a little too complicated and it's really hard to approach. So there's ways to make the old system, which was far from perfect, bring that down, right? Make that a little bit more simple while taking the elements of the new system and make them better. Okay, and put them together and come up with an overall better system. No Node War system is going to be perfect, but you can do a lot better job than this garbage. Okay, and I gave you an option. And in fairness, don't tell me I didn't give them feedback on this, because like 11 days ago, I put out a video that literally explained to them exactly what a hybrid system might look like between the two. Right? And that would be better than both of these systems. Instead, you're going to give us back the old system, which is too little too late. All of those old PvPers are gone, and they're not going to come back because you Band-Aid fixed. They might get a chance, 50-50 chance, at doing the old Node War system that they actually enjoyed, right? Over the new one, because none of their friends are going to come back, right? And there could always be some toxic guy at the top that says, you, we're not going to let you do the type of Node Wars that you want for the week. It's stupid. This is a terrible Band-Aid fix. And it's coming in 2 months to add insult to injury. So that's in PvE. I think the PvEers took kind of an objective win here because Land of the Morning Light is getting new grind zones. That's a win. It will depend a lot on what those new grind zones look like. and how quickly they're able to implement them. I think that Dosa Awakening does look really, really fun. And I think that a step towards build diversity in the end game is an objective W. The problem is the entire time that the video was running, you're taking W's, but you're also taking L's. The whole time with everything. Hey, we're going to roll back the node war system, but it's coming back in 2 months, and we're not going to acknowledge that the new system has any issues with it whatsoever, other than the last hit on the fort. Like that again, you took a win, you took a loss, you took a win, you took a loss. And if you look at the so if you look overall at the like-dislike ratio on the video, you have 606 likes and 353 dislikes. I had someone recently approach me that said, Blue, please don't lose faith in Perlibus. Please don't lose faith in the developers. I'll be honest with you, my faith before in the development team was shaken. And now my faith in the development team is more shaken than it was before. I have not lost complete faith, though, because they are listening to some feedback. It just takes them 4 months, and then they come at us with... Like, people scream that they want the old node war system back, but they didn't think about why that is, right? So they were just give it back to them. Like, no, and it took you 4 months, 6 months. Fuck that. It's going to take them 6 months to even come to that decision. Like, my faith in this dev team is, quite frankly, losing itself completely here. We're very close to losing faith completely on the dev team. There were some wins in this video. There were some losses, but I think that overall, Black Desert is still headed in a downward trend. I think that PvEers are probably pretty happy overall. And I think that the progression-based players are going to take this as a step in the right direction, right? But they're still not going to be very happy because Cronstones, it still requires 500,000 Cronstones, right? Oh, another L? Rich get richer. So you're going to take the players that already have Pandebos and you're going to reward them by giving them one step higher on the Karazad accessories, but you're not going to do that for the new players and the mid-game players. That is horrible. That is horrendously bad development. That is like, bro, the funny thing is, you alienated all your old players, right? The veteran players all quit the game. And you know what all the new and mid-game players said? You're dooming, leave, just stop playing, you losers. So we did. Okay? And now you're spitting on the new players, and I just have this one message to the new and mid-game players. How does it feel? How does that feel? Okay? Because now they're shitting on you, all right, to try to make the veteran players happy. They're shitting all over you. They won't care. Oh, yes, they will. The new players absolutely will care. The second that they get hit in PvP for any reason, they're gonna care. All right? So you've shit on your old player base, which a lot of people said was okay because they're on the cope that, well, BDO needs to head in a new direction and it needs to be PvE oriented. And this is a win for the company and they need to focus on trying to net in new players. And the old players just need to stop playing the game because they were toxic anyway. That was the take. Okay. That was the take. Now they're shitting on the new players. By the way, your hammers are going away soon. Let's not forget your hammers are leaving soon. Okay. Your hammers are going away. So that 27 billion that you were going to spend on Cronstones before is gone now. All right. So the new players are going to get spit on twice. One, the hammer's going to go away. And two, the veteran players are getting rewarded way more with this new system than you are. So I think that the video had some positives. I think the videos had some negatives. No, I do not think that anyone that wasn't playing so anyone that was really upset with BDO before and the direction that it was going is not going to come back and play BDO because they heard this dev update. I think that they feel a little bit better about Black Desert and that Black Desert is probably stepping a little bit more in the right direction, but this is not going to get them to come back and play the game. I do think that players that are still playing the game probably enjoyed this dev update and took it as an objective win. Okay, but old players and players that quit the game because they were furious before are not going to come back just because they did this. They're going to need at least 2 or 3 more steps in the correct direction before those players come back, if they decide to come back. These are my takes. What are the comments on the video? Hold on. Let's look at the comments on this video. I'm gonna give it a downvote. I'm gonna be honest. I'm a veteran player. I'm giving that a downvote. I sincerely think that they didn't address. The biggest reason I'm giving it a downvote is because they didn't apologize for the things that I wanted an apology for. The Cronstone system being too egregious, and then the PvP systems being absolutely terrible. They said the thing, they apologized again. Yeah. After giving constant feedback on the state of PvP, all you prepared was a 3-minute segment and a 30-minute video on how you need 2 more months for subpar node war change, while introducing more vertical progression to use for what? Perfectly said. Yeah, well, I mean, I think that if that node war change had come 3 months ago, I think that players would have been happier with it. The fact that it took that node war band-aid fix to come 4 months to get here, and then it's another 2 months before it's implemented, makes it an irrelevant change, and it makes it feel like more of a slap in the face. Who in their right mind is saying enhancing Sovereign is easy to deck? It was easy for the players that already had Cronstones. For players that don't have Cronstones, it doesn't look easy. This is tell me you're a new player without telling me you're a new player, right? For the players that have literally been sniping outfits for years and stocking up their marketplaces and have trillions of silver laying around, it's really easy, right, guys? It's a piece of cake because they got their Cronstones way sooner and for way less money. It feels really easy. But for everyone in the future, deck Sovereign weapons is going to be really hard. For like the new players, right? It's going to be rough. It's going to be rough. That was me, and I've played for 7 years. Why does your name say UKF Hunter there and then Corn Dog here? These are, and honestly, I've played for 7 years, and I agree with you. But see, I'm talking about the players that had all of that capital ready for Sovereign weapons. Deck was easy. It was a joke. It was a complete joke, right? And they still have hundreds of thousands of Cronstones available for their Charizard Cronstones. It's just that simple. The rich get richer. But for anyone that didn't have trillions of silver and Cronstones saved up, anyone who's not Choice or Biohack or any of those players, you're cooked. You're cooked. All right, just a few more of these. Please add reliable Cronstones besides a Cron source beside Pit of Undying. Dude, guys, this is not the solution. This is so stupid. This is dumb. Guys, they're not going to do this, and they're not going to listen to this, okay? Cronstones are how they make money, okay? They're not going to give you a reliable in-game way to get Cronstones in a big way, because then it would decrease their money. The best way to get away from this system is to reorganize how they monetize their game fundamentally, step away from the pay-to-win Cronstones, step toward really cool skill effects on skins, emotes, dances, social interactions in-game, stuff like that, to make their money, and then they can step away from Cronstones from a progression standpoint, because they don't rely on it for their money, for their game. This is never going to work. And screaming it isn't going to help. I've tried screaming at them. Doesn't work. Sorry for making Sovereign weapons a cron grind, guys. Also, here's the new cron grind. There it is. Yep. Perfectly said. I'm even going to upvote it. Perfectly said. Yep. And that's exactly why everyone's saying, oh, well, now you've got build diversity. Yeah. Gated behind trillions of silver in Cronstones. That's just the truth. Like, that's the problem. Could we just assign 5 more developers again to work on BDO, Crimson Desert? Do without them for all. True. Just, if you, like, Crimson Desert's almost done. Can those developers come back to develop BDO? I used to be like, no, they're 2 different development teams. Now I'm like, nah, that's the same people. Yeah. Oh my god, a new game release and it's taking away players. Let's do a dev commenting addressing recent issues with, you guessed it, more chronable gear. Swipe, my lovely players. Then the standard, oh, new class favor. And here's 2 more circle grind zones. Oh, and reminder, we're slowly working on new content. Enjoy BDO players. Is he wrong, though? Or Kron Desert offline. Yep, put an order down on an outfit and log out. I'm next to the edge of giving up after 7 years. I can't believe they actually managed to make me want to quit. Yeah, the only people that can kill BDO are the development team for BDO. It's just the truth, guys. It's just the truth. Players wanted different... Keep in mind, guys, every one of these comments is people that are furious with the game. Okay? I don't see any of these top upvoted comments that are like, hey, yeah, we're really excited about this stuff. These are players that are, admittedly, these are less toxic comments than they were on the last video, right? But these are still just confirmation bias. Roach, don't tell me that this is confirmation bias. This is an open forum. This is a public open forum, okay? Of people all upvoting the same comments, all right? If people felt really strongly that this was a great video, they would be in the comments expressing this, and it would be upvoted by the community, okay? I'm reading the comments that are the most upvoted. Players wanted different paths, different end game build, and give them one more thing to spend tons of crons on. If using crons is going to be the only way to progress, make them in-game obtainable like Kafra stones, buff accuracy. Yeah, see, this guy's giving feedback as well because he's not happy with the video, right? Right? Like, it is what it is. TLDR, grind more gearlets. Yeah, seen the accessory posts on Reddit, and of course the excitement is ruined because they can't seem to figure out no one wants the cronstone grind anymore. I guess it really is over. This is a perfect comment. This is a perfect comment. Like, you have wins in this video, guys, like the diversification of gear. You have wins in the video. But you can't get past them because the L's are just all over it. They're just all over it. Like, it's loss after loss after loss. It's very frustrating. I do think that the video had positive points, and I think that it had negative points. Like, people are having trouble seeing past it because they didn't fix the core problems, right? Why can't they just bring back the old ways to grind items like Kafris and upgrade your gear instead of cronstones? What the fuck are they smoking? Oh my god. But nah, they want us to spend cash for it. Like, what the fuck? Or at least bring back the old 2 million cronstone price. Now even new players struggle since everything is going back to a high price for the yellow accessories, and the gear system is too complex for them. No, that's not right. That's not true. I agree with the first half of this. Why can't you keep things simple? This is stupid. This is an example of a stupid person that you shouldn't listen to if you're the development team, okay? You can't bitch about the cronstone guide and then like bitch that you want build diversity and then say it's too complicated. There are 4 different paths that we can choose from now. It's too much. Meritards, man. Shut up. It's build diversity is good. Okay? There should be like 10 different gear paths at least. All right? 10 different gear paths at least. It's not complicated enough. New players should have a very simple gear progression path. And then in the end game, it should open up like a tree. You let us struggle for 10 months with the new Node Wars. It's not 10 months. Oh, wait, this must be a Korean. Because the Koreans had it for way longer. With the new Node War, and then ask us to wait 2 more months. That's 1 year you wasted. True. They're delusional brothers. Literally, they have the idea of what to properly... They don't even have the idea of what to properly address. It's over. Oh, the new zones to farm will be group, please. Here we go. Yeah. Let's grind BDO as a group, 2, 3, 4, 5 members, but not alone anymore. Anyway, thanks for those informations. This is the first positive comment I found. I'm going to give it an upvote because he's right. Hopefully they include group grind zones with the Land of the Morning Light grind zones, right? That's truth. That's the truth.
Overwhelming.
Whoops. Well, I had it turned off. Why can't they just make vendor crons cheap and increase the cron amount for outfits? That way players would still opt to buy outfits. Please stop. Hey, why don't we just increase pay-to-win margins for the game? No. Stop. Like, this is stupid. Like, it's dumb. You cook too much and you burn out, little bro. Yep. Bro, I hope they work on improving the game. No MMO in sight, and TNL is trash for me. Yeah, I think, well, see, this is... Leon is expressing... There are players in the BDO community that love Throne and Liberty, and they're playing TNL. And then there's players that are unhappy and are playing Throne and Liberty. Then you have players in the BDO community that are unhappy but hate Throne and Liberty, And then there's like a 1% of players that is happy with BDO and doesn't give a fuck about Throne and Liberty. The majority of people are really upset with BDO. Whether or not they're playing TNL is kind of up to them, though. Yeah, I mean, this is just rough, guys.